I'm back. And I would have thought that by the time I came back, I would have had all the right words to tell you. I would have found some inspiring way to get you to simply reach out. But I don't. I don't have anything special to say. I don't have any positive words. What I do have is truth. And the truth is, if you are here with us, if you are here with me, God, I am just so damn proud of you. The admiration that I have for your ability to keep surviving is unheard of. It makes me push harder. It makes me work harder. I owe you a thanks. Somebody, somewhere, somehow simply saw this video and they didn't get through the entirety of the video. And they dialed that number. Or they reached out to me and they left some type of message and we had a conversation. And we cried together, we laughed together, and we smiled together. And if you are one of those people who has found a way to be here, to push through all the BS, to tell all the naysayers and the loud noises that's going on around you to be quiet, I take my hat off to you. But your work is not done. Your mission is not over. You have much more to do. Pick the phone up again. Call 1-800-273-8255 and let them know how you're feeling. You can remain 100% anonymous. It's confidential. I've called them myself to deal with the loss of a friend. You are not in this alone. And if for some reason you already talked to me, but you need a little bit more, I am ready. I am trying to make myself as available as possible. It's a simple message of we need to talk. So before you do something that we have to live with, do something you can live with. Get help. Pride Nation. Pride Nation. What up, though? Welcome back to another Luke G's Field Review podcast show where we talk all things Detroit Lions. I am in a good mood because today, guess what? There was no mandation. No. There was no holdover. No setup to force me to stay. I was free. I was unleashed and I was free. Kudos to the day. People, if you read the title, you know we're going to be doing some live Lions draft talk. I should also say that we're going to talk free agency and a host of other things. Sorry I've been gone, but, you know, I'm working. It's between parenthood and work, time has been real thin. I think what I'm going to start doing is I'll mix in my lives with pre-recorded. So just bear with me. All right, people. Let me get all the trigger alert warnings out of here. I know some people want to get emotional, and this is a safe space, so I want people to understand something. In being in this safe space, I want you to do it, but do it respectfully. But if for some reason you triggered, in any way or anyhow, just simply exit stage left. Come back when you calm. But I'm about to trigger a lot of people today. FYI, that was your warning. Let's see who's in the building with me. My man Adam says, I'm ready, Luke. What up, though? Luke? Listen, you know what's funny? Adam, you've been in rare form lately. I've been listening, and I'm like, he's been in rare form lately. So good to see you here, brother. Looney Tunes is in the building. Chrome is in the building. Frank is in the building. Oh, wait, I never let me see. D Hair 95. F it. Hamilton that too. It's gonna be some trigger warnings going on. One Funky Lion fan is in the building. D-Map Zune is in the building. Let me see what's on. Make sure I ain't missing nobody. Joey 2 times is in the building. Forbidden Knowledge. Ghost Gunner. Vast Starwind. Let me see. Kyle Webb. Craig Ferguson. Friendly Neighborhood Lions fan. One of my favorite names. In the Mix is in the building. Haters House. 710 is in the building. Cap Ice Cold. 1991 Max Stagg is in the building. Gino is in the building. Let me see. Make sure I ain't losing nobody. My man Mars Moon says, as I land breaking concrete and taking out the street lights. Hey. My man Don Burr's in the building. Troy is in the building. We got he said, I'm here for the laugh. Hey, that's all you can be. Entertainment is entertainment. That fan, Detroit, I didn't say Detroit fan man, but we know what he's trying to say. But that fan man is in the building. John Jones is in the building. Make sure I ain't missing nobody. I'm trying to go through people. Down 19 is in the building. AF Fragile's in the building. What up, though? Makai Holt is in the building. Super Saiyan Lion is in the building. And if you in here, please definitely give me a shout out so I can acknowledge you. So I want to make sure you get your flowers. Okay, want to make sure you get your flowers. All right. First things first, people. I'm about to upset a lot of people because I gotta have a conversation that I think that needs to be talked about, that should be talked about, and I don't know why we not talking about it. But can I ask y'all an honest question? And I really need y'all help with this. I need y'all to respond in the chat with this. I see my man Chopper Trav in the building. What up, though? Look, why you always Lions? And my man Tactical Pumas in the building. All right. Can I ask y'all an honest question? Just curious. What the hell is draft value and position? Now, I understand both terms. Make no mistake about this. But I want you to think about it from this standpoint. What exactly is draft value and position? Now, while you're doing this, I want you to also ask yourself this next question. Where did you get that definition from? I want you to think nice and long about this because I'm starting to hear these terms tossed out too damn much. Too much. Oh, you can't take that player here. It's not good draft value. Really? Really? Because the last time I checked, the person who makes the pick has the intrinsic value. That's the person who values that to be worth something. Like, for example, if someone come to me with a rookie LeBron James original basketball card, do you think I care? Nope. But to somebody else, they're willing to pay a couple of hundred. Somebody else is willing to pay a couple thousand. What the hell is it on this idea of draft value and position? I want y'all to ask yourselves, why are you subscribing to this way of thinking? Where did this come from? Right? Like somehow, some way, unbeknownst to you, you just subscribe to it. It doesn't make sense, right? Like, let's be honest, right? It's easy to say, oh my God, what great value that the Patriots got taking Tom Brady in the 6th. Nobody talks about the teams that they put around them or how teams were really built for him to succeed. And how they had coach. We're not going to talk about that. What great value that is. I don't understand this. Why are you subscribed to this? Why? Because the value is only measured once they get on the field. Adam, who hats off to him, he literally had a whole video where he was uncomfortable with the idea of drafting Sewell. He swiftly turned the table and said, I was wrong. I respect the hell out of that because the reality is this. The value is going to be determined once they get on the field. We thought we had value in a lot of our draft picks. We thought we did so good. We had this guy and we got that guy and what a steal. And they were trash. They were garbage. Nobody's caring about this stuff. You got general managers talking about they not going to the damn combine now. You got general managers wearing F them draft pick shirts. Ask yourself the question, where did you come from with this idea of value? Because I believe I just want the best player available. I want the best player available. Who's going to come in and have immediate impact? Who? I really want to understand this idea. I have seen so many things. Even though I've been unable to hop on here and go live, I have literally pulled out all my hair. Just picture me with some nice long locks or something. I don't know. But it's driving me nuts. People are literally justifying picks with the word This is great value to take him here. You know who thought they had great value? The Cleveland Browns when they took Courtney Brown. You want to tell them they had great value? No one cares. I told someone this the other day. He's a Packers fan, and he goes, Aaron Rodgers won the MVP. And I said, who cares about an MVP when you don't win a Super Bowl? I mean, that's good for the individual, but who really gives a shit? I guarantee you that the player don't care. And his response is, but it's the MVP. With the league's best record and a swift exit, no one cares. What the hell is value? If they go out and they take a running back at 2, and he's the next Barry Sanders, there's nobody who's going to say, what great value. In fact, they will score them. They will score them for it. I want the best player. Don Burr asks a question. So, Luke, question. If you need a punter, would you take him at 2? If he's the best player, yes. Give me a punter who can punt that thing 90 yards and put it on the 2-yard line consistently. Hell yes, I'm taking him. Seriously. It's not hard. Take the best player. And the reason I bring this up as the opening is because I'm about to show y'all why y'all need to stop with this stuff. Stop subscribing to things that y'all don't even know why y'all subscribe to them. Let's take a look really quick. I'm starting to see the things heat up. I'm starting to see a lot of things heat up. And the things that are heating up are about the quarterback position. Oh, Malik Willis. Oh, he's doing this. I mean, this dude is in the news for everything. One thing he's in the news for I thought was great. He gave some clothes to a homeless guy. Great. Excellent. Don't give him the money, people. Give him something they can actually use. It's hard to go and resell clothes. But great. Right? But this whole conversation of Malik Willis is another one of those things that got me want to puke. I haven't even discussed the second round pick because I got some things I need to show. I start doing film studies and I get headaches because I'm like, no matter what I show them, they're going to think different anyway. So on the screen, to the people who are going to be listening to this as they're at work, I have up the stats of Malik Willis from college. And I looked at a bunch of different things. Now, many of you will look at it and go, man, he got 48 total touchdowns and he's got 18 interceptions, man. Now, that's what y'all going to say. That's what y'all are going to see. That's y'all understand it. And I'm like, okay. Okay. And I don't care what he did or did not do at Auburn. I don't. I want you to just focus in on this. Look at these numbers, which most people would go, them are great numbers. But there's a such thing as the caliber of talent you play. There's a such thing as that. I measure people to the people they play. And here's why I don't trust. It's great value, man. Take them here, man. Do this, man. You don't even know why you're saying this stuff. A guy named Mel Kiper Jr. just walked up and just took over the world with random ramblings, and it's become the Bible. And I remember, I think it was a general manager or a coach who was like, who in the hell is Mel Kiper? Where did he come from? Like, what? Just stay with me. Let's take a look at some of the Lions draft picks. Let's start with 1990. Let's start there. Do y'all remember this guy? You don't? Nobody know who this guy is? Anybody got a clue? Who's this guy from 1990 that the Lions drafted? Anybody know? I'm just curious. I want to show you this value that we're talking about. Anybody know who this person is from 1990 draft? Played at Houston, 3 seasons. Can't go wrong. Can't go wrong. Look at that, 75 total touchdowns, 28 interceptions. You don't know who it is? Good job, John Jones. Andre Ware. Andre freaking Ware. I believe we took him 7th overall. Andre Ware. Guy that had 61.5% of his passes complete. Before he came out, 63.1 of them were done. 8,000 yards, 75 touchdowns. I mean, seriously. You can't miss. Great value, right? Just great value. Can't miss. Luke, why are you bringing this up? I want to show you the difference. I want you to be able to see the difference in what it looks like. The competition that he went up against in Houston, more competitive than Malik Willis. Let's go to the next guy we took. Anybody know who this is? Anybody? A guy with 58% of his passes completed for his career, 7,592 yards, 53 touchdowns, 31 interceptions. Oh, no, by the way, we took him in the 2nd round. Great value. He's a dual threat. You just had your running back retire on you. You get you a mobile quarterback. I love it. Yeah, that'll be the answer. He can run and escape the pocket. That's what they're saying. Great value. 2nd round pick. Anybody know who that guy is? Rod Swift with the answer. Charlie Batch. Huh, okay. Because he played some serious competition at Eastern. Real serious competition. Anybody know who this guy is from Oregon? Completed 55.2% of his passes, 59 total touchdowns, 23 interceptions. Taken, I believe, 2nd overall. And honestly, I think this is probably the smartest quarterback we ever took. He wasn't the most athletic or most gifted quarterback we ever drafted, but he was certainly the most. And I remember the fans' reaction to this pick. I remember the grades handed out by the media about the value. What great value. You get a future this and blah, 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 blah. Anybody know who that guy is right there? That's right, Mr. Joey Harrington. Now this right here, I show you this because I want you to think about those 3 players who we selected. 2 of them I think we took in the top 10. The other one we took in the 2nd round in Charlie Batch. And I had more, and I didn't even name the other guy because you hated him any damn way, and all he did was win the Super Bowl. But let me guess, he had a super team, which is a ridiculous statement in itself. Like he joined up, like he was with Voltron or something. But let's go back to this guy, who for some reason really couldn't crack it with the bigger competition, but lights it up at Liberty. Now, I don't know about y'all, and I do watch my fair share of college football, but I have no damn clue where the hell Liberty is at. No clue. I could have easily Googled it, but I didn't know where the hell this school is at. Who did he play? Seriously. Who did he play to get this? We got to take a quarterback talk. I didn't even do the other quarterbacks in the draft. There's no reason. Because the stats don't matter to me. The value that you speak of don't matter to me. If you take Malik Willis and Malik Willis ends up being a good player, I can care less. But the bigger issue is we as a fan base don't even know what we need. And this beautiful article was written. What a beautiful article. Where he breaks down the Lions' needs. And the reason I love this article is because it kind of puts things into a perspective. Obviously, you got Jared Goff on the roster and Steven Montez. And obviously, this guy is a free agent. This guy's a free agent. But do we really need to take an elite quarterback? Oh, wait, there isn't one? Shocking. Here I am using another thing that people subscribe to. Because we know if he can run with his legs, you win more games. Just look at the Ravens. Right? Go down to the running back. Under contract. And by the way, 1 to 10 being that you really need that position, and 1 being like, nah. They gave a 7 to the quarterback. They're giving a 1 to the running back room. The only free agent you have is a guy who somehow inexplicably fumbles at weird times, and that's Godwin. You still got DeAndre Swift, Jamal Williams, Craig Reynolds, and Jamar Jefferson. You don't need them. You get on down to fullback, 0. You re-sign Jason Kabenda. You can still draft you a guy later if you want, or take one as an undrafted free agent. It'll work out. It's all good. Receiver, he gave it an 8 out of 10. And I said, okay. When you look at who's under contract with Amon-Ra St. Brown, Quintez Cephas, Trinity Benson, Javon McKinley, you go, oh, okay. But you know that they want to bring back Josh Reynolds. You know that they want to bring back Khalif Raymond. But is a receiver a need? Okay, cool. But if they bring back Josh Reynolds, and then they turn around, let's say they release Trinity Benson, and they bring back Khalif Raymond, then they release Javon McKinley, and then they go and get a guy in the draft or another free agent. There go your 6 receivers right there. So is it a super need? No. He thinks it is. I don't disagree. I don't agree neither. But okay. Then we get to the tight end position. And all of this is tying in together because you are talking about value. And I want you to think this entire time about value. Because sometimes a draft land this direction to you, and like a current, you got to just go with it. Tight ends under contract. TJ Hockenson, Hunter Bryant. Let's just say we scrap them. Because I think we need more tight ends. We definitely need another compliment behind TJ. But it's not a high priority. Tackle, 4 out of 10. Could we use another tackle? Sure. Am I pressed for one? No. I'm not. Guard, 3 out of 10. Could we use another guard? No. I'm saying people do mock drafts and giving us guards. For what? We just restructured a contract for Big V. You still got Jonah Jackson. You still got Steinberg. You bring back Evan Brown, you got another guard. Center, restricted free agent, Evan Brown. Just bring him back. He plays center and guard. Problem solved. You didn't have to do no work. 2 out of 10. Defensive line. I keep saying drafts with this. Like, we don't lost our mind. Man, we can't stop the run. You know why? Our linebackers suck. That's why. They sucked. Say it with me. The linebackers suck. Nobody worried about Alex Anzalone. That ain't a name that strikes fear in the heart of people. Like when you say Alex Anzalone, first thing I think about is like, okay. When you think of like a guy like Ray Lewis, you get that weird sound that the hyena makes when he goes Mufasa. Whoo, that sound. Whoo, Mufasa. That's the feeling I get. Nobody cared about who our linebackers were. You want to talk about our run game? You got linebackers who couldn't fill gaps, couldn't get off blocks, and was nowhere near sideline to sideline. And you're talking about D-line when you still got Michael Brockers, Aleem McNeil. I got people trying to say we need to draft Jordan. You know what? I'm going to keep going. You got Levi Onwuzurike, John Pennicini. You want to get rid of Jay-Sean Cornell? Get rid of him. I don't care. You still got him. You want to get rid of Bruce Hector? Get rid of him. You still got Eric. Get rid of all of them. It's not a major need. And that tells me that the draft shouldn't be that case. Here we go. Edge rushers. 7 out of 10. Romeo Okwara, Trey Flowers, Julian LaCour, Austin Bryant. You get rid of Trey Flowers. You go out, you want to bring back Charles Harris? You can. Can you draft one in this draft? Yes. Does it have to be at 2? No. Would it hurt if it's at 2? No. But I want you to understand right now, we had a 7 out of 10. And the highest at this point, it's a 7 out of 10. Oh, I'm sorry, 8 out of 10 at the receiver spot, according to this person. Right? According to this person. Look at the linebackers. Now he starts to understand the fundamental problem here. Under contract, Derek Barnes, Curtis Bolton, Tavonte Beckett, and now you can add in Josh Woods because they brought him back as a placeholder. But who's going to cry with Alex Anzalone leaving? I'm not. I'm not crying if Jalen Reeves made me leave, or Sean Deion Hamilton leave, or Anthony Pittman, although I like Anthony Pittman. But damn it, we need a linebacker. And you know what I don't hear people doing? I don't hear nobody talking about take a linebacker at 2. I don't hear people talking about take a linebacker at 32. They talking about taking quarterbacks and receivers. Like linebackers are just an easy position to find these days. Don't worry about it. We get the cornerback. He gives it a 2 out of 10. You got Jeff Okudah, Amani, Afitu, whatever his name is, AJ Parker, Josh Jacobs. You got a lot of young talented stuff to work with, you know, and you still could probably add another one, but it's not a big need. I don't disagree here, but I want you to see something. The highest rated freaking position is safety. Because the only safeties you have under contract right now is Will Harris and Brady Breeze. And you as a fan base want to talk about value. You want to sit here and play around and act as if though you have the luxury to play around with it. This doesn't make sense. Take the best player available. And in this case, it happens to be a player in the draft that will literally help solve a problem for you at a position you badly need. I don't get this. I don't understand this. You have 2 safeties under contract right now. And you want to add another edge rusher. And let's say we do this. Let's say we do what Tactical Puma suggests. Right? And he wants to go out, re-sign Tracy, and bring in Marcus Williams. So now you got Tracy Walker, Marcus Williams, Will Harris, and Brady Breeze, who I think if Brady Breeze is given more time, he can do good. But let's be honest. Who's excited with that? There is not even with Marcus Williams and Tracy Walker, there is not a safety that can go from sideline to sideline like that with them. So why am I bringing this up? Because we subscribe to things that should not be subscribed to. We subscribe to things and we don't know why we're subscribing to it. We follow things that we don't know why we follow. I'll give you a perfect example. To this day, I hate the rule change for numbers because I believe that numbers on certain players just look nice and it shouldn't happen. But where did I get that from? And I even had to ask myself this question. Why did I believe that? Why would I believe that? It makes no sense. I'm literally showing you. You only got 2 safeties on there. And if you go out, it's going to cost you more money to sign a Marcus Williams. Don't believe me? I'll get into it. We're talking draft. We might as well talk free agency. 10 out of 10 for the safety spot. 10 out of 10. You want Marcus Williams. Okay, well, let's look at it. According to Sports Track, he's looking to make $15 million a year. Now, the last time I went by Sports Track, they was absolutely wrong. I'm thinking $15 million a year. Nope, people was getting way more than what they was predicting. And it's because this is going to be like his first real contract. His first real contract. You think, man, you're going to spend an arm and a leg when you get... What if you did it different? What if you did it different? What if you just said, I want the best player? There are people who hated that pick from Sewell. He performed. They hated TJ Hockenson. He performed. And they love Jeff Okudah. And I'm still waiting for him to perform. Still waiting for him to prove me wrong. You want to go out and pay a guy another deal of 5 years, $75 million. This is what they're claiming his market value is. $15 million a year. $15 million a year. What is better about Marcus Williams than a guy who has more range, bigger, and more opportunity? You ready to pay this man $15 million a year who was taken in the second round in the 2017 draft, but there's a guy who got more range, more speed, we're gonna leave that alone. You know, oh well, we probably get Jesse Bates, Luke. You ready to pay him $14.4 million? And you know that these are all guesstimations, which means that it's going to be higher. But Luke, if you pay attention, all those guys who took it in the second round. Well, there's an article where this man, Jesse Bates, said that he does not want to be franchise tagged because this is his last chance to get a real, legitimate big deal. Which was echoed by Marcus Williams. And you think you finna get him to come here for less than this? If you paying Marcus Williams freaking $15 million, what do you got to pay Tracy Walker? What do you got to pay him? I know it's real easy to spend somebody else's money when it ain't yours. He says Marcus Williams is proven in the NFL. Hamilton is not. I just watched a guy named Michael Parsons come in and take a person's spot and get the other guy cut who just got a new contract. I don't want to hear about who proven and who not. The Lions is sitting up here, and the number one need on their team is a damn safety. Yet I'm seeing drafts with people talking about Aiden Hudson and then the wide receiver from Alabama at 32, who is still suffering from an ACL injury. Really? Because there's something wrong with Watson. There's something wrong with Burks, right? Y'all just love spending money. Just love spending money when it's not yours. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't. And the reality is the only argument that ever get made when it's like, oh, don't take a player here or there, is just not value. How do you determine what the value is? The person who came up with a chart for value, half of y'all couldn't tell me his name. And I've told you who came up with it. I've put it on here many times. Tell me, who's the guy who came up with the value chart? Bet you I don't get a lot of comments in the sessions quick on that one. Them Google hands just twittering it up every damn thing. You got to think bigger. The Lions have too many needs, and most of them are on the defensive side of the ball. And it's a difference. Because here's the other benefit. When you take a guy in the first round, while everybody's all panicking, oh, I want the Rams to lose to get a better pick. If the Rams had a suck this season, I want y'all to understand something. If the Rams had a suck this season, or the Lions would have taken the deal from the Panthers last year, you realize they would have had a year to come up where they would have had two rookies on rookie deals who they would have had to re-sign if they both were really good. That would destroy the roster in its entirety. This is why I'm praying the Green Bay Packers pay Aaron Rodgers and then turn around and sell their soul to get Devontae Adams back. I'm praying for it. But the reality is this. You got to still be smart. You got to build this thing the right way. Don't rush this. Don't fall in love with other people. Don't just sit there and be like, I'm in love with this person and you can't take them there because that's not smart. That's not good value. Looking at people like Troy Polamalu and Ed Reed, and then I'm going to have somebody come in here and be like, but they wasn't taken second overall, Luke. They should have been. They should have been. The impact was that much. They should have been. Richard Sherman should have been taken way before the 5th round. Tom Brady should have been taken way before. But it's about value. Miss me with that. This is what I'm talking about. We have to start to pay attention to what is going on. You want to tell me, oh, well, Luke, we really need to, you know what? I know what, Luke. You can shoot that down. You can shoot it down. Sports Track ain't even guesstimate what they want for Tracy Walker yet. But let's just look at what he got the previous year. 4 years, $3 million. You don't think he finna try to get paid? Half of y'all don't even want to give him $8 million. He's 27. How many more years you think you're gonna get out of him? 3? Okay, cool. Oh, you sign him? That go 3 years. You sign Marcus Williams? That go 5 years. Then what? Now you got the safeties done? Okay. They're gonna trial Kudo at corner again. Don't know why, but they're giving him a shot. Now what? You still got to fill the damn linebackers before you go anywhere else. Well, that's where Aiden Hutchinson come in. No, it's not. And I'm not even a person that think Aiden Hutchinson sucks. He's a good player. He's not worthy of the 2nd overall pick. Why, Luke? He is. If it wasn't the Lions, he would be. We don't have a secondary. How many games last year did you watch them throw the ball deep and get a big play down the field? Name me a team in the NFL who's giving up more big plays over the top. Name me one. But if you get pass rush, let me bring you back to a year. Do y'all remember a year when we had a guy named Ndamukong Suh? Remember a year when there was a guy next to him named Nick Fairley? Kyle Vanderbosch, Cliff Averill. Remember that year? Yeah, that did it. They killing our goddamn corners. Killing them. And that D-line was doing this damn thing. It can only do so much. Everything needs to work cohesively. So here's what I did. I went out and put out a bunch of names of people who have fit the current market of how they did their free agency. People who are in positions of need that literally are going to be on prove-it deals and will not cost you a lot of money to get a look. Let's start off with my first one. You remember this guy that everybody wanted, but then nobody wanted no more because he ended up going to like he ended up going to the Falcons. Remember that guy? Remember that? First round. 20. Come on, man. Dirt cheap. Not going to cost you nothing. Not going to cost you nothing. We can go get that guy to play edge and see if we can keep them up the thing. We already done tried Alex Anzalone. Can't get no worse. Let's go to the next person. Why you don't try this guy? The guy who broke Reggie White's record in college. Why you don't go and get him? Because he sucked, Luke. That's why the Eagles let them walk. Well, here's a news flash. He was one of them highly touted people who came out, 14th overall, and now he's looking to hit the market. But guess what? It's still better than forcing something. I'm just giving you options, people. Just giving you options. Maybe you decide to do a little bit different. You bring in a Solomon Thomas. Luke, none of them guys you naming are dogs. Well, guess what they did last year? That's exactly what they did last year. And before that, Matt Patricia hired anybody who had the name Patriots attached to him. I'm just giving you options. The benefit I'm trying to show you is all these people were taken first overall. They're now available to you. He was taken 3rd overall. Can't miss Solomon Thomas. You know who else? You know who was a damn near exact replica of this? Thibodeau. Come on. Let's keep going. Maybe they want to bring a guy they real familiar with already. And in fact, many of the names I put up here, I'm pretty sure they're going to give a phone call to. We're getting one or two of these guys to get a shot. We're getting one or two of these guys to get a shot. But you have options. That was 4 of them right there. You have options. You don't have to go out and go crazy. You can take a Carl Granderson and give him a shot. Because everybody, name me the person. And I know somebody gonna come in here and lie. I know somebody gonna come in here and lie. Who's the person who was hype as hell? Who is the person who is hype as hell when we got Charles Harris? I'll wait. Tell me. Who was the person who was all hyped up like, man, we got Charles Harris? Shout out to my man Anthony who says, damn, Luke, you would stream tonight. I was working. Sorry, bro. Made it through. Hope you and the family are well. Much love as always from the UK. Hey, salute to you, gentlemen. Back to the question. Who were the people that was hype as hell about freaking Charles Harris? Nobody. I thought somebody was going to say it. I was hyped for Charles Harris. Okay. I ain't going to say you lying. I'm just going to say, okay. He said, I feel like the only one. You probably were. you probably were. See, I didn't say who liked them. I didn't say who liked the Charles Harris signing. I said who was hyped about it. Who was all like, hell yeah, we got Charles Harris. Nobody. Well, maybe one, which was that fan man. Right? Maybe that one. However, you still have options here. So before somebody come in here and be like, man, ain't nobody checking for no weekend Solomon Thomas. Was you checking for Charles Harris to do good? Carl Granderson would get a shot. Solomon Thomas would get a shot and should. Derek Barnett should definitely get a shot. And Tarkeesier, whatever his name is, McKinley should get a shot as well. Let them get a shot. Let's go down the list. We can go through it. We're talking about sports track here. You want a receiver? What you want? Tell me what y'all want. Because you're going to find that at the end of the day, some of this stuff ain't even worth it. And I'm not trying to say that I'm smarter than anybody else. I'm saying stop using draft value. Just get the goddamn pick right. Just get the pick right. Just make sure that the pick is done right. I don't care about the rest. You want to go out and sign Allen Robinson at 28? Go ahead. Be my guest. You should look at his market value. Let's look at it. Let's look at his market value. You paying him $16.3 million. Who paying that? Could it be less? Maybe, but you're the Lions. You think he taking a hometown discount for that? Stop playing with me. Seriously. He 28. He trying to get a big deal. You paying that? We go out and get Chris Godwin. Great. He 26. I love Chris Godwin when he came out. Screamed at the TV for him. Market value $18.1 million. You paying that? Really? Keep going. Who do y'all want? Tell me. I'll scroll down. Maybe I want to see more. Who do you want? I'm looking at this right now, and I'm telling you, Josh Reynolds is coming back. He just is. Khalif Raymond coming back. We can go get Christian Kirk, Luke. Yeah, I saw that in the paper somewhere. He'd be a good fit. Perfect. Yeah. You willing to pay this? He trying to get a deal, bro. These people who have not had big deals. This is why I said you can draft a receiver late. And if you're going to draft a receiver, I think you might want to go back and listen to what my man's Brad Holmes said about what they're looking for in a receiver. Now, some of y'all gonna disagree with me. Some of y'all gonna say, you know, you done lost your damn mind. He said he want 4-year. Let's go look at what it's gonna cost. Now you talking about language. Give me some damn linebackers. Don't tell me about value. I want line. I need help on the side of the ball that need help. We'll get out of the receivers. Let's go and look at linebackers. Let's take a look at those linebackers. Maybe they got his value up. Maybe they don't. I don't know. I know I saw his name on this damn list. Harold Landry, that's the guy you think about getting? Okay. We'll look at him. Who do y'all want? That's what I want to know. You got a chance to look at it. I'm on Sports Track. You can go and Google this. It's nothing. Just look at the free agents. I don't even think I passed dude's name yet. Where's his name at? I don't even see his damn name. Where's his name at? I know it's on here because I saw it before. There you go. 26-year-old linebacker. Here we go. Boom. I want to look at it all. You giving Harold Landry $17.1 million or more? You feel like that's a good move? Because if you're telling me that they signing Harold Landry, why in the hell are you telling me we need to go and get an Aiden Hutchinson or a damn what is his damn name? What's that guy? What's the guy name? You know, Thibodeau. Why are we getting them? Why are we getting them? I'm just saying, who's paying Harold Landry $17.1 million? And before you start to say he may not want that much, Luke, you're the Lions. You think people just choosing to come to a 3-13-1 team because they just love them some Detroit Lions? No. They love the coach, but they still want to get paid. They got to feed people. This might be his only chance for another big deal. And if you're going to tell me to pay the man, cool, let's pay him. Then all that other talk about Aiden Hutchinson, we're done with that. Because all I can tell you is you move Derek Barnes out to the outside, put this man to the other outside, and bring back Charles Harris. Outside edge rush is fixed. I need inside linebackers and safety still. What we doing? Help me make it make sense. I want y'all to walk down the rabbit hole with me. Most expensive person I'm willing to bring in is Williams or Tracy Walker. Other than that, we don't need to repeat last year's method until next year. Thank you. You're saying what I want to say. You're saying what I want to say. You need safeties. Talk about that first. Now, if the Lions go out and they sign Marcus Williams and they sign Tracy Walker, lock it up. I'm telling you right now, lock it up. The Lions are taking Aiden Hutchinson. If they go out and they sign Harold Landry and they bring back Charles Harris, they're taking Kyle Hamilton. Get used to it. The free agency is going to tell you what the Lions is going to do. Just pay attention to it. That's all you got to do. Now, I'm getting ready to put this damn link in the chat. I'm going to give y'all a chance to come on. I'm going to make them, y'all going to have a little bit of a shorter time to tell me how nuts I am, to tell me how I have lost my damn mind. But this is an open forum that is trying to get people to think outside the box. We're going to talk about Hutchinson a little bit more too. Why do people want Hutchinson more than Thibodeau? Please keep the Michigan bias. Yeah, I mean, Thibodeau to me is just not consistent. I've seen him get lazy. He got one move. Hutchinson to me, Hutchinson to me can be at worst. Well, I'm saying at best. At best, he could probably be Willie McGinnis at best, in my opinion. And at worst, you can be mad as hell about it. It could be a bust. The point I'm trying to make is that you need to view things through a lens. You have more options in free agency to fix holes at positions that you don't have to draft at too. You don't have to go out there and go nuts, go crazy. You don't got to do that. It's going to work itself out. It's simple. So, again, as we going through this, just breaking this down piece by piece, right? Shout out to everybody who's rocking with me. I appreciate all y'all opinions. I just want y'all to look for a moment. If you telling me you want Harold, cool. If you telling me you want, boy, I cannot believe I'm going to try this, Fourier Sade, old Lunica, whatever. I know I totally botched that. Don't you freaking judge me. Here's a guy who just played for $2 million on his contract. Ain't made no money. Yeah, he gonna want to get paid. He gonna want to get paid, especially if he's coming here. A guy taken in the 6th round of 2018 is a free agent. He need that money. And would it cost as much as a Harold Landry? No. But you need linebackers. And this is a guy that you probably can sign and still not have to worry about going crazy or taking a position you already got a lot of people at. And if you don't believe me, just look at it. You want an edge rusher, just look at it. Romeo Okwara is going to go to the DN, hand in the dirt. Trey Flowers is going to probably get released. Julian Okwara, they're going to keep trying to rotate him from hand in the dirt to edge rusher. Austin Bryant showed a little promise last year. They're going to try to bring back Charles Harris. But God, you got enough people there. Right now, your 2 only contract safeties is freaking Will Harris and Brady Breeze. Make it make sense. Give y'all a chance to yell at me. Give you a chance to yell at me. I'm cool with it. You want to yell at me? Tell me I don't lost my damn mind. Here's your opportunity. The link is in the chat. Jump in. You ain't even got to show your face to me this time. Just jump in. Have audio. I don't even care. Say something stupid, I kick you off, I clown you anyway. I got one rule. Your name must be the same as it appears on YouTube. That's all I ask. Feel free to jump in. Tell me I have lost my mind. Tell me that I don't make no sense. I'm on drugs. Crack is a hell of a drug. And he got in there quicker than I thought. My man Don 19 in the building. What up, though?
You done lost your damn mind today.
Here we
you
go.
Done lost your damn mind. Me and the chat sick of yo. I know. Me and the chat sick of yo.
Well, what are you sick of? I mean, I'm just showing you. Your 2 only people you got under contract right now is Will Harris and Brady Breeze. What are we doing here? What are we doing?
Listen. I don't know. Like, I'm still with pass rush at 2. I get what you're saying.
I see y'all in the back, gentlemen. Go ahead, I'm listening.
I still think you should go linebacker in the draft because this linebacker group in this draft is just deep. Like, you could find a linebacker in the 4th or 5th round. That's how deep it is. So, but I'm cool. Derek Barnett, he had a bad year with the Eagles. So I don't know much about bringing in Derek Barnett.
But who really had a good year?
Huh?
Who really had a good year? I mean, they beat up on us.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying. What else you got for the people, man? Listen, I'm not saying that y'all got to be wrong. I'm just saying don't overlook the talent, whether you get them at 2 or 32, because you're worried about this thing called value.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Don't overlook it.
I'm cool with whatever we do, except for taking a quarterback. If it's safety at 2, if Brad Holmes really feel like safety at 2 is the right choice, I'm I'm kind of cool with it. But I'm
Okay.
still with the pass rush.
All right, listen, like I said, it's one of the things where I know it's not going to be something we're going to agree on or disagree on, and everybody's not going to share your view. I'm just putting out there to get you to think. Why have you subscribed to this idea of value in position?
Right.
Because the truth is a lot of if the quarterback was the best value, quarterback has been one of the worst draft positions, and they've always taken first, second overall. So I'm just saying.
You make a good point. It's a good argument. Like nobody's wrong in this argument.
Thundercut, great name. He even got a goddamn picture to it. Thundercut Smith. He says positional value is important. You're out of your damn mind. Drafting a safety at 2. Would you have drafted Trey Polamalu at 2? Or Ed Reed? That'd have been a dumb move. Okay. Deion Sanders at 2, bad move. I mean, Ronnie Lott. The list goes on. I'm just saying. But I appreciate
it's Kyle Hamilton potential like that.
Listen, we gonna find out because I believe that the free agency is gonna tell me that. I got people in the back waiting.
All right.
I appreciate you for bouncing in. I'm going to the next person that jumped in here. One of my people with the favorite names. Why you always lying? I don't even know how you came up with that. What's going on, brother? What you got for the people? Oh, I can't hear him. Why you always lying? You here? You there? Oh, I can't hear you. What's happening? All right. I'll give you a minute to get your volume together. Next person up in the building that popped up in here is just Adrian. What up, though?
What's good, man? What's good?
Listen, go ahead, scar me, bro. If you think I don't lost my mind, tell me. I may have. Cocaine's a hell of a drug. Go ahead.
That it is. I ain't gonna lie though. I agree with you. I ain't gonna lie. I definitely agree. I mean, I also just popped in though, so Hamilton is the pick for sure. That's what you're saying. That's what you're telling the people.
I'm saying pay close attention to free agency. I think you have options in free agency, but you also got to understand where the Lions cap space is at. I think we're at like 20 something million right now at the cap space or whatever. But I think once you get over that, then that's where you start to see who's gonna get cut to get us more space. And let's say if they cut like say Trey Flowers and maybe another person, okay, cool. You'll get into that, that 35, 40 something million area. But now if you're spending, 15 of that on Marcus Williams and another 8 or 9 or 10 on say Tracy Flowers or something like that, now what?
I get what you're saying. Yeah. I mean, damn, I forgot what I was gonna say though. Yeah, I mean, get somebody else, bro. I ain't even gonna cap. I'm driving. I'm trying to focus on too many different things. I ain't gonna lie.
I'll put you back in the background. Give you a minute. Just listen to the audio. You can still hear us talking, so you good. I'll put you back in the background. We got my man next up, Anthony from Royal Alliance UK, who told me he was at work, but he's not at work because he's on the show. And I'm not gonna act like I'm excited, like a fanboy, but I am because it is what it is. What's going on, brother?
Hey, I was at work when I got the notification that you show us. I'm like, God damn it, I've got an hour left, but I've rushed home and I thought I need to come talk to my guy. I have to come talk to you, Lou. You know I love to do it, so I can't miss an opportunity to chat with you.
I'm trying to go through and break down every piece of evidence to suggest that we have been brainwashed into believing things that don't exist. It don't. It's hogwash that we should not be subscribing to. We keep subscribing to dumb stuff. Defense win championships and stuff.
As I say, you've got to lead, not follow. If you follow all these old notions and that, then you forget you're forever going to be behind the trends. You're never going to be in front. So, people still don't subscribe to the fact of taking a safety at number 2 in the draft just because it's never been done before. Well, hell, a guard had never been taken at 6 before. Quinton Nelson went, and look, Colts have the best guard in the league. It's smart. You take the best player with your premium picks. He makes your team better. It's very, very simple. But some people just, like you say, Luke, they just can't see it.
I don't know why. Shout out to my man, Detroit.Sports. What's going on, brother? This right here is one of the hardest working brothers out there, man. Make sure y'all go and show him some support on this channel. Detroit.Sports. He ain't finna cookie cut nothing. He getting straight to it. You ain't gotta like it. You ain't gotta love it, but you will. And just show him some support, man. Rock with my peoples, man. For me, it's not so much of me trying to say or force the idea that you need to take a safety at 2, right? That's not my idea. My thing is whenever I hear people talk, all I keep hearing is you got to take an edge rusher because that's value. But if the pick is wrong, where's the value at? You know what I mean? Like I hate to use extreme examples, but like if you go out and you buy a Lamborghini, you're expected for the damn car to go fast. If it's driving like a damn Ford Focus, who cares?
Look, look at Jadeveon Clowney. He was a number 1 pick, and he's bouncing around here, there, and everywhere.
Because he's not consistent.
Exactly. It is not a sure thing. And I think that's the thing me and you've both been saying. It's not that you should take a safety at 2. You don't have to. It's just you've got to give fair argument to both of this. And, there's not a fair argument. Just because one's position's different, one's completely overlooked. And that's not the right way to think at all. You've got to look and take the best players. This team needs the best players. Just so happens there's one who can potentially be hella great in the position that, we've been most desperate at. People go on about this defense, but all the roots of our problems on this defense for the last 3 or 4 years, it goes back to safety, to having a weak-ass secondary that, lets the rest of it down. And we've got the potential, we got the chance here to get a potential game changer. And you're like, oh, no, we're just not going to do that. Positional value. Stupid.
Dude.
It's just, for me, it's just become a coined phrase now. Positional value when you want to try and shut off an argument and pretend you've got the edge with the knowledge there.
I see you, Vash.
That's all that phrase is to me now.
I love this right here from Looney Tunes. It says, Luke, I know you're tired of having teams throw a 45-yard bomb on us to get in field goal range in the last seconds of the game. Yes, I'm tired of it. I'm tired of them doing it at halftime. I'm tired of them doing it at the end of the game. Like, y'all don't understand. I'm tired of cornerbacks getting beat, and it's not a safety over there to save their asses. I'm sick of it. You have an opportunity to make something different happen. Do it. That's all I'm saying. And let's say, for example, they just had to trade the pick, right? If you trade the pick, which I think most people wanted to do, trade the pick. Cool. Now I'm telling you, you take linebacker. At that point, once you trade down, you take the best player at linebacker. If you say that's Lloyd, who I think reminds me a lot of Trayman Edmonds, kind of scares me a little bit. But hey, if that's the guy you think is the best player, take him. If you say it's Nakobe Dean, take him. But once you trade down, it's linebacker. I'm not talking this quarterback trash. I'm not talking no edge rushers. I'm not talking value. I want the player.
Exactly. And that middle of the defense has been missing for so long now. We need a guy who's good in coverage, who can, get after the quarterback, who can just, lead the damn defense. I agree totally. That is where you need to be looking if you do trade down a little. You just need to get the best guys on the team there possible, especially where we are in the stage of our development. We just need the best players available, and then you fit them in and you work around them. And that's how you do it. And it just so happens we really, really need these guys at linebacker, at safety. We're so damn thin next year. Right. So damn thin.
Right. Why you always lying is back. I see you in the back, Gunner. Hold tight. Vash, hold tight. Anthony, don't go nowhere. I'm going to put you in the background. I want to kind of give him a little bit of one-on-one. Stay with me. All right. We're going to try this one more time. Why you always lying? Please tell me you hear me now, bro.
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Go ahead and score the people. Go ahead and score me for it. I know I'm wild.
Hey, no. Listen. You know that I've been on board with the whole Kyle Hamilton thing, but I think we have to listen to what Brad Holmes said in his press conference. He kind of already hinted at DN, right? Both him and Dan both kind of hinted at taking a DN. At number 2, which I'm not gonna be mad at that. I take Kayvon or Aiden, and when you hear not Brad Holmes, Dan Campbell say we're going more of a 4-man front, more back to the 4-3. That, to me personally, that screams Aiden Hutchinson. That screams Aiden Hutchinson because he's more of the power DN.
Keep in mind, if they're going to the 4-3, I don't care if it's Aiden Hutchinson. The problem is you can go to a 4-3. We've had dog defensive lines, but we didn't have the secondary to hold things down. So if you're going to the 4-3 and you take Aiden Hutchinson and put his hand in the dirt, great. But to stand up in the two rush, I'm good.
So like
I'm good on
that. Like he said, there'll be sprinkles of the 3-4 that we had last year. But if he's being truthful, and like Dan Campbell, we know him as being a straight up guy. If he's being truthful, we're taking Aiden Hutchinson number 2, and I'd rather have Kayvon. But if it's a 4-3, I'd rather have Aiden because, like you said, I seen Kayvon take off too many plays, and Aiden has that high motor. Where if you're putting him in a 4-3 and you're telling him to just go get the passer, yeah, it's looking like we might take Aiden. Like I want Kyle, but like
but you gotta look
Aiden.
At this too,
He works more in a 4-3. That's what it's looking like.
But you gotta look at this too. Why would they hint at something like that? Like when do people really tip their hand? If you think about poker players, they give you little winks and little strange movements to trick you into believing that.
Yeah, they want. Yeah.
Okay. So
they want you.
Right here. This is what Corey Wood say that a former NFL Pro Bowler said. Now I don't like it because he stayed anonymous, which I think is trash. But it says I would not draft Aiden Hutchinson at 2. At the end of the day, he has one move that he does. He has the 2-hand press
Bull rush
and the snatch through. That's the only move he does. He's going to go up against Rashawn Slater, Tristan Warford, and the list goes on. They ain't going for that shit. They're going to push his ass right down to the ground, and he's going to get on the bench. I think that's a little harsh, but I'm just saying. But I just think that
it is a little harsh.
I just think when you look at watch free agency, that's going to tell you how we're going in the draft. Don't do nothing else but look at free agency.
I absolutely agree.
Sir.
I definitely think free agency is gonna.
Man, listen, I always appreciate you coming through, man. You got one of the best names out there in the land, brother. I'm gonna rotate you in the back. I'm gonna let some of the other people get up in here. But I do appreciate you, man.
All right, brother.
All right. Why you always lying, people? I mean, like I said, it's one of them things. I'm giving you opportunity to score on me. Now, Gunner, I see you back there, but I got one person ahead of you, which is Vash Starwin. I can't believe my man Vash showed up in the building. Vash got me out here. I'm scared, but I'm going for it. Now, Vash, before I bring you in here to talk about this line, I got to address this. My man Detroit.Sports says we need the edge rusher at 2. We can go Malik if available in the late first, Daxton Hill in the second day of the draft. Daxton Hill is a nickel cornerback. I'm going to say it again. Daxton Hill is a nickel cornerback. This whole talk of safety is a joke. I've literally watched 2 full seasons of tape on him, and he spent more time at the nickel cornerback spot. I don't know if I'm buying into the hype of him being a safety. I'm not. I'm just not buying into it. I don't know. And then the Malik Willis, I'll point you back to this, right? I'll point you back to this value thing that we talking about. You know, this guy did this at Liberty, right? But we took a guy and played at Houston who had 75 touchdowns in his career and 28 interceptions. He didn't work out. We took Charlie Batch in the second round. Didn't work out. We took Joey Harrington early. It didn't work out. And here's a guy that didn't play none of the competition they played. I'm supposed to get a little hype. Why? Because he can run? I don't know, Rage. I don't know. Love you still, though. All right. My man, Vash Starwin.
Hey.
Talk to
hello.
Talk to the people, man. First of all, that's a beautiful hat.
Oh, thanks.
Beautiful hat. What do you have for me? You can always chew me out, man. Feel free to chew me out.
No.
You
know, I don't want to chew you out. I just want a few points to make. I don't want to be too long. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Shout out to my man D-Map Zoom. All you guys are really cool. I appreciate you guys very much. I do. All right, so I just want to make a few points. I don't want to be long. And sometimes I'm going to speak and how do I say, I'll be a little vague maybe, but you'll see I'm making a point. So
I'm listening.
My thing is What round was Cliff Averill? I know, but I'm making a point here. What round did we take Cliff Averill in? Third.
Third. Okay.
Yeah. Ahead. How about Darius Slay? We took him in the third round.
No, second.
Oh, he was second rounder?
He was second rounder.
Gotcha. Yeah. And then DeAndre Levy, wasn't he a third rounder?
And I think Cliff might have been a fourth. But I'm drawing a blank.
DeAndre Levy, he was he a third rounder?
Third rounder.
So, see, my point is a lot of our successful guys on defense have ended up not being in the first round. And when I look at the first round, like Nick Fairley and Jerry Davis, all I'm trying to say is sometimes the big marketed name, sometimes I get angry and mad that people crap their pants and jump up and down about a certain name. And I like how you bring in like who they play as far as competition, but you got to research and know who fits best with your team, and especially the team like the Detroit Lions. You need someone that's like really hungry and scrappy and someone that's going to fit with our mantra. So what I'm trying to say is definitely don't go just with like the big hype or the big name necessarily. Really see who fits in with our team, because more chances than not, the last 10 years, a lot of our first rounders have been like complete busts or been injured or stay injured or they don't re-sign or it's just been a disaster. So I'd say with the first pick, sure. I mean, maybe, I'm not going to be angry if we go safety, but, we might, it makes sense. I see us probably going defensive end with our first pick. We do need linebackers. But, I mean, how many wins are we really going to get this season? Like 6? I've been like praying for 7 wins for the longest time. So if we're only going to be like a 6-win team or so, even if it's in the 4th, 5th, or 6th round, you draft one and you get one in free agent. This is the year for one of these young quarterbacks to sit behind Goff and to learn the game and to learn our scheme and to learn our plays and to learn our system. This is the year, I think. And we still need to at least draft one superstar wide receiver, especially with the combine, everyone seeing all these receivers are coming out hot. So don't completely fall asleep on the offense. We hope and pray our line will still stay stellar. But like our offense was absolute cheeks. Like our defense stepped up, and so many times last season I was like, whoa, look at our defense go. They're keeping us in it. And our defense would keep us in it, but then our offense would nothing. So it was just there's two sides of the ball, and I'm saying with like one of the worst offenses, especially if Swift goes down, we got to start developing our offense a little bit and get pieces of that as well. So that's kind of what I had to say.
I also think that when you look at those picks that we had that were successful, when you picked them up, nobody was really jumping up and down for those. Nobody was hype about Cliff Averill in the 4th. Nobody was hype about DeAndre Levy in the 3rd. People got hyped about Slay. I give them that. But those other 2 guys, nobody hype about them.
Well, we're not the type of team that like we're like the Niners or the what are these big money teams? Like we're not one of these top 5 like cherished big money teams that like they might work out on a different team. All right. I'm trying to say is sometimes like the biggest flashiest name, it doesn't work out so well with the Lions. Like sometimes like you really got to do your research and see like just, the guys that just have like a lot of heart, and maybe came from, what I'm trying to say is like, you just want to find guys that's going to work for the Lions. And I think that would be a lot better, a much better idea, than, and that's all my point is. Sometimes I'll stumble over myself speaking.
No. Listen, but, you made some points that I respect. Because one of the points you brought up was we had those guys that we drafted like a Sue who didn't want to re-sign with us. So you go out and
we're trying to rebuild for the long term and build something here. We haven't even won first place since '91.
And so if you're able to get that person, you can do it. Now, Tactical Puma says, so Josh Allen is bad because he played lesser talent in college. Well, let's talk about Josh Allen.
And that's another thing, right? That some of these guys that play lesser talent, you don't know. They can come out being like ultra superstars.
Yeah, but that's not what he did. That's not what Josh Allen did. He struggled. And he started 12 games. Okay? He started 12 games. He went through growing pains even in the 2nd year, and he started to get better by the 3rd and the 4th. We ain't finna do that. We ain't finna sit there. Malik Willis ain't finna start no damn 12 games. He's not finna start 7 games or 6 games. He's not doing it. Your starting quarterback is Jared freaking Goff. They're not starting Malik Willis. And by the time you start Malik Willis, you better have the team. Oh, by the time you start Malik Willis, you better have the team ready to rock and roll. And just for the record, here's Josh Allen's numbers from college. 56.2%.
I don't know if it's just me, Luke, or if it's also the chat, but you sound like you can't hear you so well. You sound like real blurred and robo.
Anthony, can you hear me clear? Yeah, Anthony can hear me clear, and Gunner can. I think it might be you, Vash.
Maybe it's just just the feed I got. Yeah.
But I'm telling you that there are other people who have played tougher talent, had better numbers, and have not succeeded. And there have been other people who have played lesser talent, had worse numbers, and have succeeded. When I look at Malik Willis, he's too inconsistent to be a quarterback for this team. You're the Lions. You don't get the fortitude to have an inconsistent quarterback. You don't. You don't get the opportunity for that. You have to have somebody who's ready to perform when the team around him is set up. And that's the truth. Vash, I have always appreciated your support coming through, brother. And you, coming on this time, man, it was a pleasure to see you. I hope you come back on more often. You rock, brother. Thank you so much for always rocking with me.
Right on.
All right. We're going to bring in my man, Ghost Gunner, in the building. I want to read this because I agree. This is what I want. And I think if you listen to what Brad Holmes said, I think Brad Holmes alluded to him or Trey Burks or Drake London. Now, you may be wondering what am I talking about, but he says we're going to be stretching for a guy that can go in and help our offense put the ball down the field and really be a guy that we can, well, I shouldn't just say throw it up, but backside X, they're going to roll the coverage to Amon-Ra St. Brown on the front side, and that's what Randall L. said. Also, Brad Holmes says that, we want a guy who's going to be able to compete on the outside that can move and push the defense back. I think Christian Watson fits that description really well. I think Trey Burks fits it really well, but I think Christian Watson might be the scarier of the two. But I think Burks is basically, in my opinion, a man-child, and I like his game. But I do like Christian Watson with you, sir. So just saying, Gunner, what do you got for the people? You here to shoot me out, or you here to agree?
No? Oh, yeah, a little bit. I missed you. I've been sick for a week, and I was hoping you'd do a show while I was sick.
Dude, they've been killing me with overtime. Mandation. I be getting ready to leave. I don't call the whole family like, y'all want pizza? And then, we want pizza. Yeah, you need to stay over. The hell with this.
You were going through it. Now I was going through it. I was hoping, like, man, I could use a football show right now.
Bro, I'm glad you're feeling better. You sound good. You sound pretty much normal.
I'm chilling. Also, Drake London trying to help his case by saying he was a Lions fan growing up.
Who said that?
Drake London in an interview today.
Oh, they all gonna say that. I mean, everybody claims.
Sewell said that too, though.
Right. You know what I'm saying? They all said that. It's fun. It's fun. What you got for us, bro?
Oh my god. So I was watching I know it's just the 40 crap, but my guy Calvin Austin ran a 4.32, even though I already knew he was fast.
Calvin Austin, school and number.
Memphis.
Oh, yeah.
He's 5'7". That's my issue.
I was just finna say I'm gonna let you finish.
Like,
I'm gonna let you finish, but I was like,
at best he's Amon-Ra St. Brown's backup or our kick and punt returner.
I would say, listen,
he fast.
He fast. But if you talking about taking him,
not early. I say if we get him. I take him if we get him late though.
But at least you was honest and said that he was short.
He's short.
Out there. All right, go ahead.
About the free agent receivers, I like Keelan Cole, the Jag receiver. I think he was at the Jets last year. I just think he hasn't been getting much of a chance since that championship run the Jags had. I like Keelan Cole. I think he'd be cheap too.
So you think you can get him cheap? How much you want?
Him? Not as much as Kenny Galladay getting.
but you already seen the market for some of these receivers though, right?
He don't got a big market like that.
Okay.
Another guy who I kind of want. I know you're going to disagree with. I think he is going to have a decent market. Is Mike Williams.
For
the Chargers.
Who?
Mike Williams from
Who?
the Chargers. Mike Williams.
Okay, I'm just gonna put it out there. Listen,
I know.
But he's gonna want the money though. You're gonna have to pay him.
I'm just saying, if you can, I like Mike Williams. I know you're gonna disagree with it, but
yeah,
I like him.
I don't want to pay him.
I'm not saying we got to. I'm just saying if you can.
I'll take the Mike Williams talk over the Will Fuller talk. I've seen that name come up a few times.
Oh no, well he stays hurt too much.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, if you like Mike Williams, I like Mike Williams when he came out.
I think he got better. I think he got better.
He got better, but he's been hurt a lot and he's been inconsistent. And he's like 27. I want to say he's like 27. But they do have on Sports Track, they do have his projected market value. If you want to know what it is, they do have it, and they projected him to get between 16.7 million.
Yeah, I'm good. But
I'm just putting it out there.
Also, I don't want Takk McKinley. He stay hurt too.
True, but guess what? You need bodies, and he's just going to.
He's trash.
I ain't gonna lie. I said the same thing about Charles Harris. So
yeah, he ain't wrong.
He definitely balled for us. He gave us something to get excited about. Just saying.
I think he gonna get a decent payday. I don't think he come back.
Well, if he do, more power to him. You know. But here's where he got a chance to shine. So
also that safety, that when they put that article you were showing where it showed our safety room, that's a damn lie because Will Harris is a corner now. We just got Brady Breeze back there. They gonna put me and you back there.
Yeah. Somebody got to go do the job. I'm definitely picking that up.
I ran a 2.4 at my pro day. Put me back there.
Dude, I've been waiting because I know when them pro days come around, it's gonna be some people running some astronomical numbers. I know, like I looked up the top safety. Like I know, like Troy Polamalu ran a 4.3 at the combine. Then I remember Ed Reed ran a 4.5. And then Sean Taylor, I think, ran like a 4.5, I believe as well, or 4.4.
Quinton Cephas ran a 4.7. He ran a 4.7.
But he's a pure route runner.
Oh yeah, he always open.
Yeah.
That's the reason why we drafted him. He always open. I mean, I think even Okuda said that was the hardest receiver he had to cover in college. With Cephas. Yeah. Not that it means anything come from Okuda.
It wouldn't surprise me if the Lions chose a receiver at 2. If he's the best player that's going to help your team immediately, cool. But then you're also telling me that you're going defense from here on out.
It wouldn't surprise me if Matt Millen was our GM.
Right. Right.
Brad Holmes, that's probably a little bit.
Sky Guy said, I played safety in college. Put me in, coach. What else you got for the people, man?
That's it. I'm good.
Hey, I appreciate you for coming through.
Glad you back though.
My partner in crime was in here for a minute, but then his phone disconnected. Well, I don't know what my man Lions run, but what happened to him? He was in here and then it disconnected. I was trying to bring him in, but his thing was still muted, so I just held off for a second. But it is what it is. Wait a minute.
Oh, I do like Foye Oluokun, the Falcons linebacker. I think he gonna get a lot of money though.
As an inside backer or outside?
I don't care. He can do whatever he wants.
Okay. Well, if you bring him in, I'm cool. He's still not somebody that's high enough that we want to take another linebacker. But if they go out and get Marcus Williams, they're not drafted. If they get Marcus Williams and re-sign Tracy Walker, they're not taking.
That's going to be so much for our cap.
I think it could be a lot of our cap depending on how they restructure the deal. But I'm not looking at the cap necessarily for this year as I am for the following year afterwards. You know what I'm saying?
That's the same thing with cutting Trey Flowers. I'm pretty sure we lose money if we cut him right now.
We would, but I think I saw something that says you get like $15 million from over the cap. So
it was you get $10 million, but you take a $12 million cap if you cut him before.
Okay, yeah, it was something like that. I just don't remember what it was.
I want him gone too, just because he stayed hurt, but.
Akuda said that about Hamler, not Cephas. Huh?
I'm pretty sure he said that about Cephas.
It was Cephas he said it about. Yeah.
I'm 90% sure he said it about Cephas. I'm going to have to go back and look at that. But it was one of the DBs for.
Yeah, he said the toughest person he ever faced was Quintez Cephas. That's what he said.
Yeah, but he was the only receiver to get 100 yards in Ohio State.
Yeah, but that's because they front seven was so good. It matched Okuda. So
they had everybody.
Because Michigan was killing them. But I do appreciate you for coming through. I'm trying to keep the show a little bit more shorter than usual because I got a strange feeling they're gonna try to mandate me tomorrow, and I want to make sure I get extra sleep. So I'm pressing it. You got anything else for the people?
Karlaftis is the best edge rusher.
Well, you ain't got to tell.
I watched your guy Voch Lombardi.
Tell that to Anthony. Tell Anthony that Karlaftis.
I watched your guy Voch Lombardi, and that man Karlaftis was just bullying everybody he went up against.
Bro, listen, me and Anthony have been getting slapped left or right. But we came out months ago and was like, the best DN is not even being talked about. It's George Karlaftis. And they were like, what?
He is absurdly strong.
Yeah. And if you put him on the outside, he can be, at worst, he'll be Willie McGinnis. And at best, and I can't even believe I'm saying this because he could be Dante Hightower. He could be somebody as good as Justin in Houston. He's got so much passion behind him.
Oh yeah.
Even where the weaknesses are, you can still see where it's not there. So that's what I'm just saying. It's one of the things.
Yeah, I won't be mad taking him. Or Hamilton.
But yes, sir. Let me end it off with my man Anthony, and because I need somebody to answer the question of this thing value, and I'm praying to God somebody can answer it for me. Why are we subscribing to these things? Why are we subscribing to taking the court? Like I'm sick of this, but I'm at a point where I don't think that the highest paid player should be quarterback anymore. I don't.
It'll take up too much money to not do anything, bro.
You know, I don't believe that the quarterback should be the highest paid player anymore. He's too contingent upon other things, you know. And you know, look at Aaron Rodgers. They give every excuse to Aaron Rodgers. If Stafford did what Aaron Rodgers did, they would have not said this. If we had Malik Willis and Malik Willis did what Aaron Rodgers did, deliver us a Super Bowl, and then keep losing on the first damn game of the playoffs to the same teams, they would be like, no, it'd be mutiny.
If they give Aaron Rodgers $50 million, they're going to lose that whole team they built.
Well, I'm praying that they give it to him. Give him the 50. Give him the 50. Give Devontae Adams 24. Let's go, baby. Lock it in.
Just be Devontae Adams and Aaron Rodgers and the rest of the team go.
And I don't want to hear no complaint that he ain't got no weapons, because Tom Brady would never ask for that money. Tom Brady would have did whatever he could to keep his team together, and that's what makes him greater than Aaron Rodgers. But that's another story. Appreciate you for coming through, Ghost.
Of course.
Anthony, help me understand draft position. Where did this shit come from? Where is draft position and value, and why did you subscribe to this? Why?
See, this is a problem because I'm learning the sport, you know, through the last 7-8 years. Obviously, you guys all have grown up over there with it. So I think these are preconceived notions that have been held for a very, very long time that, you know, just people don't like to try and divert away from. But, you know, things change. The league is changing in the way that it goes about. And all of a sudden, positions that might not have been important some time ago, now they are. Now athleticism is such a huge part of the game, whereas, you know, when you're younger, maybe it wasn't as much. And I don't know. I just think they're very long-held values, and people, you always need to be able to look at the other side of the thing. You shouldn't just come down and say quarterback's the most important thing. 'Cause it's like I've seen people saying, you know, if we love a quarterback so much, we should take him at 2. But none of the quarterbacks. So tell me how it makes sense. None of the quarterbacks in this class have ever been consistently mocked in the top 10. They've not been consistently mocked in the top 20. Matt Corral had a bit of time in there. Malik Willis has had a little bit of time there. Ridder had a tiny little bit of time in there this season when Cincinnati were off to their flying start. But not one of these quarterbacks has consistently even been mocked top 20. And you're telling me that I have to give up pick 2 for a guy that is not even consistently getting mocked in the top 20. That is wrong. Doesn't matter whether you think he's your QB of the future. You're getting a development guy. A guy who's going to maybe take 2 years, 3 years minimum to come in and make an effort. You can't afford that when you got picked 2, not when you're rebuilding. You can't afford to take a swing on a player when you've drafted him 20, 25 places higher than he deserves to go. So, you know, for me, you've just got to look at the evidence in front of you. You know, these mocks, you know, where these guys are positioned on the mock draft charts, these aren't just like pundits and that. These are scouts. If scouts were saying positive things about these guys, like their top 5, top 10 picks, they would be up there. The word would get out. But it's completely untrue. And to suggest that we should go quarterback at 2 in this draft is horrendous. Just goes against all logic. But because it's a long-held tradition that the franchise quarterback, goes early, they ain't a franchise guy here at the minute. Not even close. They are all development projects, and you are taking a wild swing on these guys. And
going to strike out. And the
Exactly.
other issue is for me is if you're taking a quarterback at 2, if you're taking an edge rusher at 2, like, whoever you take at 2 need to be in the fucking game. Let's just be honest. Whoever you take at 2 need to be playing this year. I don't want to take somebody at 2 and have to wait for him to play. I don't.
Exactly. I want to take the best player who is available there.
To play now.
Yeah. And, I don't just look at him, I look at him as the player who can play all facets of his game. It's like with Kyle Hamilton. The reason I'm so big at Kyle Hamilton at 2 is because he has no obvious flaws in his game. All facets of his game, he plays to an incredibly high level. That is a great player who's just going to keep getting better and better. So when I'm looking for value, that's what I see at 2. When I'm looking at other guys, maybe an edge of that who, let's face it, Hutchinson and Thibodeau, they're not number 2 picks in any draft in recent memory. They're just there because of the weakness of the quarterback class and others. They're really good players, don't get me wrong. But I'm looking at the guy who is the best player of the game. And it just so happens he's at a position that we have been so deficient of for so long. Since Glover Quin left, 5 years ago? We have not replaced him. Our secondary gets torched week on week because there's no one there who a quarterback fears to throw against. And there are players in this league who quarterbacks fear to throw against. And you need that guy. And if he's there at 2, you damn well take him. You don't just say, edge is more positional value. No, I'm sorry, you don't. You look for the best player of the game and see what he can do for you. Now, the edges might do something for us. That they might. But with Hamilton, he's going to do something there. You just got to see his tape. The fact that all people can say against him is as a safety to draft him. No one can pick holes in his game because they aren't there to pick. He's just that good at it. So, take him.
Ooh,
we're in a
like
rebuild. We need the best players here. So that is why I'm so high on this. He is the most complete player in this draft. He's the best player of football in this draft. You damn well take him with your first pick.
Now, I do like this comment right here. Is that I like this. He say Hamilton is the Cade Cunningham of the NFL. 100% strong. Hey, Detroit, Michigan, 1990. Love it. I
hope we do better than the Pistons this year, though.
Also, my man Vince says, so Malik wouldn't be worth number 2, Luke? Seriously?
No.
Not
even close.
If you're taking a quarterback at 2, he needs to play. You cannot afford to take a quarterback at 2 because he's not going to play. He doesn't help your team this year. They're trying to win. You want free agents. You want free agents at fair value. Win games. Build a winner. You can't do that taking the quarterback at 2 because guess what? You're going to still give up a lot of points. You're going to still get torched on the last play for field goal range. No, you can't take a quarterback at 2 because he's not going to get on the field. Now, if you're telling me that they are going to put him on the field and you're trading away Jared Goff, fine. Take the quarterback. But I'll be damned. You're going to take him to sit? No, I need somebody to come in and play. The first 3 to 4 picks need to be on the damn field. Period.
Exactly. And, this is all to do with this class. It's the same with every guy in this quarterback class. There are deficiencies there in the game which you need to get over, which are going to take time to iron out into a proper prospect. And you just don't know what you're going to get. With the number 2 overall pick in the draft, you need a surefire pick there, someone who's going to potentially change the franchise. People go, safety can't change the franchise. It can damn well change ours He can change that defense from top to bottom to start with. But a quarterback who is going to require a lot of work, and he's coming into a situation where, he's obviously going to be behind Goff this year because the amount of money we're paying him. We might be able to sit him in, but I don't want him sitting there on the bench with the number 2 pick. I want to keep building this team with good young talent, which is going to develop into a good side for us to be able to insert a quarterback into when the time is right. I'm not rushing the pick. And with things like with Malik Willis, I keep seeing these bits about him. Oh, he had a bad O-line this year. Oh, he was in a bad situation. Sam Howell did. Sam Howell had a really bad offensive line at UNC this year. He's a good quarterback, yet he is not even getting drafted anywhere near the top 20 for the exact same reasons. Exactly. It's the exact same circumstances. Sam Howell is a damn good quarterback.
Lost his running backs, lost his receivers.
He lost, yeah. He's not got an offensive line. People took one look at that Virginia Tech game at the start of the year and said, he's done for, he's trash. They wrote him off. But Malik Willis has faltered in his 2 biggest games of the year. He's performed poorly. He's not come to the show. He's thrown 3 picks in 3 games. He's had bad games. Yeah, everyone's like, oh, no, you can pick him at 2. That's fine. But Sam Howell, oh, no, don't even pick him there. It's almost like they're trying to get the Lions to make a big screw-up decision just so they can go, oh, look at the Lions and how bad they are. Well, we're better than that. We're cleverer than that. We're not going to go and draft the development QB who potentially might be it, potentially might not be it with the pick there.
And like I said, I want my players on the field. Now, Vincent says we want to win this year. Newsflash, Luke. Build a quarterback for a year, then watch the magic. If we could trade he's trying. I know he's talking about trading Goff to Washington. That would be it. It says, where do you get that logic, Luke? The difference between where you're thinking and how I'm thinking is I don't subscribe to a lot of the mainstream views and stuff. Like I don't. And I'm not saying that your views is wrong. I'm just saying let's put it into more perspective and add a little context to it. The people who do this method where they build a quarterback for a year, then watch the magic, already have most of the damn team built. The Lions don't have most of their team built. we still trying to establish the identity. We don't have most of our team built, and that's where we get it. And keep in mind, I am not a Jared Goff fan. I have literally, and anybody in the chat can contest to this, they'll tell you, Vincent, I'm not making this up. I'm not trying to do this for show. I'm telling you, I told everybody, do not kill Jared Goff until he takes a snap. He took snaps, and as soon as he did, I waved the white flag. That's what I did. I waved the white flag and said, I can't with him. I cannot do it. He is not my guy. However, when I saw them switch to being a run-first team, his performance started getting better because the pressure wasn't on him to be the guy. It was to run the ball first, him to not hurt the team. And I can live with that for another season. So I'm not saying that your methods is wrong. I'm not saying that what you're saying is crazy. I'm not saying that you are off base. I'm just simply saying if you're taking a quarterback at 2, he needs to play. Period. This whole taking a quarterback 2 and sitting crap, I'm done with that. The only reason we subscribe to that is because it worked for some teams. But we're not taking into account that most of that team was built. They had better coaching staff, better organization, better culture, and in most cases, probably better freaking fans.
And just think, Luke, how many teams recently have decided, oh God, I don't know if my quarterback's going to be there at 32, 33. I'm going to take him at 2. How many teams have done that? They don't, because when you draft a quarterback at 2, they're there for a reason. They're there because they're going to be the franchise-changing guys, potentially, who are going to lead your franchise forward. And this logic that if he's not there at 32, you've got to take him at 2. No, you don't. Do you do that with any other position, even a tackle, a wide receiver? You go, well, he might not be there at the end of the 3rd round, so let's take him at the end of the 2nd. You don't do it. You don't do it anywhere. You're just punting. You're taking a wild swing with a premium pick on a non-certainty whatsoever. You look at Malik Willis has got so much to work on here. He's got a good O-line here, yet he runs out his pocket so quick, even when he's not in danger, that he gets himself into sacks. He's going to risk injury with his size there. There's a lot you have to factor in with him when it comes to this. And notice how no other teams are going on like this either. This conversation is not going on with any other teams. And you look in there, no one else is saying, let's give up 31, 29, 28. Let's
Nope.
go early and get them. No, nobody is saying this. And
Nope.
we're doing it because I think we're so desperate to get rid of Goff that we're going, you know what, screw it. If we've got to move up 30 spots for a guy who's not worth it, but he's still going to be there because it's not Goff, then your argument loses context. You've got to, where we are in the building of our team, we have to take the best players available to us and keep building this team. Look how this team built last year, even with Jared Goff. Look how the rookies developed, the undrafted free agents, the free agents who came in, the guys who weren't wanted anywhere else. Look how the team gelled, even with a quarterback like Jared Goff. We finished 3-3-1. We could have won another 4 games with, just field goals, etc.
Yep.
We did well. And we can do that again this year. We can get a good draft class full of talented young rookies who are worth the pick that you're putting in there for them, and you continue to let them grow and develop. That is what you do. You don't just banjax your best pick in the draft on a maybe quarterback.
Nope.
Sorry, but because other franchise.
If you get that pick wrong, the setback is worse.
Yeah.
God. The setback, because now you're stuck with a quarterback who's going to get paid a second overall pick money.
Yep.
Yeah, your spirits ain't going to work. You can hate me now. McKenzie says, by Campbell saying they're going to a 4-3, they taking Hamilton. Now, I predicted Hamilton to be the pick a long time ago. Right now, I am 3-1 on my draft picks. The only reason I got that one wrong, in my opinion, is for the one thing I was right about. You don't let dead man walk and make draft choices. That's just another story.
All I'd say is we're not moving to a 4-3 to accommodate a draft player. We're not, because you don't know you're going to get them. So
well, I think what he's saying is by going to that 4-3, that he sees it as being that way.
But I've seen the people say, "Oh, we're going to a 4-3. That means Aiden's coming here." But they're not going to switch to a 4-3 just because Aiden might come in. The Jags might take him. He might not even be there. That's a foolhardy decision on the franchise. Then they're doing it because the players here are there. But I don't think it necessarily maps out the draft strategy, because you don't know what's going to happen on draft night. You don't know if your players are going to be there or not. I think you have to get your players in and then schematically work what works best for you when you've got the players in. Because you don't know, someone might drop who you're not expecting is going to drop, and then you're like, "Oh, hang on, these are really good players. Maybe if we switch the system around a bit, we can fit this guy in here and use him like this." I think now with the players we've got on the roster as it stands, this is the best way to use them. I mean, come on, we used to fall that much last year anyhow. We dropped out of a 3 very quickly. This is nothing new.
Yeah.
How often did Aleem play nose tackle? So little. He played more at the 3 tech than he did nose tackle because they were always on the 4. Nick Williams and Brockers were always on the field, which just infuriated the hell out of me because they were playing the 4.
Don't even get me started on that. don't you trying to rile me up. That's what I said. It's not because of Aiden or Thibodeau. Dan literally said it fits our mold. And they keep reiterating that they want gritty. I can't make this stuff up. They want, Vincent talks about getting the game changer. Kyle Hamilton's a game changer.
Yeah, and it's just another one of these things. The latest thing I've seen, and I've seen it in our own Discord, is people saying, well, Kyle Hamilton brings the leadership and the mentality that others don't. It's like, well, how do you know Hamilton doesn't? This is, it's all these little things. It's like, first Hamilton's injury was played up. Oh, he's had an ACL tear. Wrong. False. Wrong. He's not had an ACL tear. Now it's Hutchinson is going to be a locker room leader changer. It's like, well, so does Hamilton. Hamilton's been a leader on that defense for years, and they're making it sound like all the other edges in the draft, none of them are leaders. Not true. It's just all these arguments that keep coming up.
Again, subscribing to things that we don't know where this coming from. And
exactly.
This is the other thing I don't understand. If this is supposed to be a passing league, air quotations, passing league, wouldn't you want to have people in the back that can stop the pass? Because if you go through and you look at that D line, when the Legion of Boom was going around, if you look at that D line that the Legion of Boom had and compare it to what the Detroit Lions had, I would take the Detroit Lions D line over the Legion of Boom's D line. The Legion of Boom D line looked so much better and was so much more effective because they had 2 stud corners and 2 unbelievable safeties.
Exactly, and we have a very young, inexperienced cornerback group. They did well last year, but they are still young, and all of them are still massively developing. So if you have the opportunity to put that blue chip talent back with them there on defense, you take it. I mean, now, obviously, we could go out and get Marcus Williams in free agency. If that happens, Hamilton ain't coming. But you've still got that great guy back there to help them. You need one or the other, in my opinion. You've got to put someone back there to help them. You know, you don't even know what you're going to do with corner this year either, but it's crucial. And we have a lot of our D-line already. You know, we've got our interior guys. You know, we do have guys on the edge, and this edge depth is crazy in this class. It's crazy. There could be 8 or 9 edge rushers go in the first round of the draft. That's not a lie. And a good few just behind them. The talent's there. And, you know, that's why I try and do as much research as I can into all this to find out the facts, because I just know for a fact that the edges are getting treated far more fairer than the safety is. And that shouldn't be the case.
Now, Vincent says, lies. The ball isn't in his hand every offensive play. Stop it, Luke. Well, you know, if we're going to follow that logic, then the best player is the center, because the ball's in his hand every damn play, too. Like that, come on. And I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm saying, why take a guy who's going to sit? Second overall when you need help now. You don't do yourself any help or any services if you don't win this year. And if you take the quarterback at 2, he's not going to help you win this year. Now, if you're telling me that to trade Jared Goff, get another pick or something like that, like maybe the Washington football team or whatever with the Commanders, what the hell that new damn name is? It's terrible. What is it? The Commanders or whatever?
The Commanders.
Yeah, the Commanders. If you got that, then okay, cool. Right? And then you take the quarterback. As long as he's on the field, I don't care. Which is my point about I don't care about positioning and value. I want the best player who could come in, help this team immediately, and have an impact. I don't see the quarterback as that guy right now. But if you tell me we're going to bring him in and sit, I disagree with that approach.
And the biggest red flag of all is this quarterback's not getting, you know, ranked top 10. He's not even getting ranked top 20.
Nope.
And there's a reason for that. You don't take a guy at 2 just because he might not be there at 32. You know, if he's like consistently top 10 or 10 to 12, 10 to 13, then you think, hang on, maybe I do this. You don't do a guy who's at the back end of round 1 and just go, right, I'm going to put the second pick on him there. You just don't. And that is simple logic. And if you're just going to follow the old mantra of, QB comes first, well, they're going to be the first people crying in 2 years if he does a Jordan Love and does not see the field or does not progress. Why did Brad Holmes trade up so far or take a quarterback so far in front of what he should have done? They're going to be the first people saying that. Take the players there who are going to be worthy of the pick, whether it's safety, whether it's edge. And I saw Don in the chat saying, you know, we're going to be mad if they take an edge. I'm not going to be mad if they take an edge.
Nope. Me neither.
I'm going to support to the hilt. Whoever they take it to, they're a Detroit Lion, and I'm going to support them to the absolute hilt. I just want to make sure the narrative and the argument is even on both sides, because the edge rushers get far too many passes because of positional value. And as long as the argument's there and it's been seen, and if they think the edge is the right pick, then fine. You know, that's what you go with. So
and I'm cool with that as well. Now, Don Burr says calling Hamilton a game changer when he hasn't played it down is way premature. They did it to Ed Reed.
People are saying that about Hutchinson and Thibodeau.
Right.
Hutchinson's going to be a game changer.
He's a game changer. He's a generational talent. And they did the same thing with Ed Reed, and it worked out. Troy Polamalu, it worked out. So, I mean, is it premature? Yes, but...
Well, I was saying the same about Micah Parsons last year. Everyone's going, you don't take a linebacker at 7.
I'm going to take a shot at this name.
Look what he's done for the Cowboys this year. You know, he's been a game changer for the Cowboys, and they didn't give a damn about positional value at 7. They went for the best player. Oh, sorry, they just took him just after us, but still, they went for him, and they got a stud player. It's the same here, and I saw another comment saying it's a passing league, and we're going to get rushed if we don't have a pass rush. You can get a good pass rusher in this draft. It doesn't rely on pick 2. To get your edge rush here. We've got Robio coming back. We've potentially got Harris coming back. You've got a good interior defensive line. The rookie's getting better, but you need a secondary. You can get 3 premium edge rushers in this draft, put them in there, and teams can just pass over them. What's the point if the quarterback's getting out of his hands in 2 seconds? Doesn't matter if you've got all the edge rushers in the world. They're going to target your secondary.
Yep.
Then it does not matter how many good edge rushers you've got. It works both ways, and it's worked far too many years now where the secondary has not been able to handle what's been thrown at them.
And you know what else? You know what else? A more recent example of that is the Kansas City Chiefs. They had the edge rushers and stuff out there with the Kansas City Chiefs, and you're talking about getting a person who they had those guys out there with the D tackle. They cornerbacks suck, and they had one safety. If you want to say 1.5, I like Thornhill, but the corners wasn't consistent. So yeah, that hurt. Zaquay, I hope I said that right. If I botched your name, I suck at names. You know this. He says not if they are running forever, need a pass rush to complement those guys. I think that's a true statement. I don't have any disagreement with that. Obviously, this is the one thing that everybody likes to bring up. It's the only one they can bring up where they say, "Oh, you're wrong." You know who else was a leader in their defense? Khalil Hodge.
Do you know why we couldn't pass rush as much? And I've said this. I've gone blue in the face saying this, but we couldn't support the defensive line last year getting to the pass, doing the pass rush. Why? Because we've got no secondary room. It's got Will Harris in there. And then we've got corners who are undrafted free agents, late round picks, rookies who are developing. Got to keep your safeties high to protect them. Got to keep your linebackers in the middle of the field to help protect them. When you're not invested in your secondary, you can't be aggressive in your defense because you have to protect against those passes. So if you go about fixing your secondary this year, then for one, if Hamilton's back there, you can bring more pressure forward. Move your linebackers up, blitz them more. Hell, bring Hamilton forward and blitz him. But, there's more than one way to fix a defense, and it's not just solely edge at 2. If you fix the secondary, then, like I say, you can bring more pressure and actually support your defensive line. The defensive line got no support whatsoever last year. And, the rookies weren't getting the snaps they should have been. It was more veterans who were doing bugger all in there. Sorry, excuse my language, but
hold on, Anthony. He says, same old racist NFL, same old brainwashed racist NFL fans, the black quarterback not ready. Something's never changed. Who said anything about the black quarterback? I'm black. Who said anything about a black quarterback? I even told you. Hold on, wait. No. See, this is where I don't know where people take these stands at. I have even said, and let me bring in Lions Rumble for a minute. But I know he's I'll give him a second when he get back to the camera. I've even said, if you're telling me they're trading away Jared Goff, I've said this. If you're telling me they're trading away Jared Goff, and you're telling me that they're going to draft this quarterback at 2, and he's going to come in and play immediately, okay.
So
you don't listen well, because I flat out said, if you're doing that, cool. But if you're going to keep Goff, and then you're going to turn around and take that, come on.
So I don't get this. We had a conversation and we didn't mention that once. We've given you many legitimate reasons why you don't pick a quarterback 30 positions above what you want to pick him for. Don't matter about any of his intangibles, anything like that. None of the quarterbacks. It's not like we've said, oh, we should take Sam Howell at 2, but not Malik Willis. Then you're like, oh, okay, but we haven't. There's not a single quarterback in this class worth the number 2 pick. End of. Does not matter. Any intangibles about them.
Listen, we don't even got to say that. I just don't like the idea that this is a black quarterback. I didn't even say it was a black quarterback. I didn't say it was a white quarterback. I didn't say that he wouldn't. I said that what's the point of taking a guy to sit second overall as if though you don't need help on defense? Now, to disregard that, I don't like that. I'm black. How in the hell I'm racist? I don't want the quarterback because we have a quarterback and he's not going to help us anytime soon by getting in. If he's going to get in, then cool. Now let me go back to this comment right here from my man. I want to say it was Tactical Puma, who said that people hated that Patricia built the defense from the outside in, but love it now. He was taking cornerbacks. And that's a hard position to transition into the NFL from. We're talking about a safety. You see safeties coming to the league immediately and help out teams. Eddie Jackson did it for the damn Bears. Ed Reed did it for the Ravens. Earl Thomas did it for the Seahawks. Hell, Eric Berry did it for the Chiefs. We keep going down the list of safeties. What's the guy over there in Minnesota?
Harrison.
Harrison. Yeah, when you got impact safeties, it makes a difference. And if you're going to tell me that this is a pass first league, then I need somebody to stop the pass at all means necessary. That's just me.
And you know what they did? They took Jelani Tavai 32 positions too high trying to be clever. How did that work out? You don't pick any player at any position. A linebacker is much more of a positional value pick than safety. And we tried to be clever in that and picked him way, way too high. And what happened? We bore the results of that. He bore the results of it. He was never a second round pick.
Nope.
And he got treated like one. So,
and paid.
That's what happens when you pick players 32 spots too high. That's all I'm going to say.
But again, I want to introduce my partner in crime. He ain't been on in a while. We are on 2 separate time zones. Oh, also Ghostface.
What up, man?
He makes a good point. Lions Rumble. I see you got the new shave going on and everything. Get the clean cut.
Yeah, work has been brutal lately. But yeah, man.
Ghostface brings up Ed Oliver. This is another guy I scalded fans for taking. And I did not understand. Now, Rumble, I'm gonna give you a chance to talk. I want to give Why You Always Lying a shot to get in here. He made a comment in the chat, so I'm pretty sure he want to say something about the approach of the racist fans. And I didn't even say anything about race. I just said you don't take a player who's not gonna play. What do you got for the people? Why You Always Lying?
Hey. No, I just want to. So I clear it up. Luke can verify. I want Kyle. I want Kyle, but I don't know if I don't.
I'm losing him. He breaking up on me. No,
I wanted to hear it. All
right, I will give him a minute to get it together. Rumble, what are your thoughts, man? Obviously, we almost at the two hour mark. I know you got to kind of get in a little late. But what are your thoughts? I mean, where did this idea of draft position and value come from, and why are we subscribing to it?
Oh man, I think it's just it gives these so-called Mel Kipers. I guess it gives them a window to, make their opinion much more valid, even though we know they don't know too much about the game. I don't think Mel Kiper's ever played a down of football in his life. But it just gives people, a window to kind of give their opinion on things. But we know this draft with Kyle Hamilton, he's top 10 draft talent. So all these people talking about these edge rushers, it's like we keep saying it, man. We have 2 DB coordinators who actually played defensive back. And we all know that we got beat with the long ball plenty of times. Aaron Rodgers, Hail Mary, just about every long pass you can think of, even a 70-yard field goal. That doesn't happen if you have somebody back there who can defend. And you had like maybe B style quarterbacks who were carving us up. Because of we had a linebacker who was guarding a tight end who's way more athletic. So to sit here and say that that's not a need, and that we should build in the trenches, I get all that, but we drafted guys in the trenches last year. This year we have a top 10 draft pick. Man, let's go get that stud at safety, man. I'm so sick of these.
Just give me a stud, period. And now Vincent says, did Steve Young sit behind Joe Montana? He sure did. After they took him in a supplemental draft.
Yes.
They didn't take him second overall and be like, you're just gonna sit behind Joe. That's not what happened.
We have so many compensating picks that we can actually get more depth at. And I honestly think, man, Kyle Hamilton's top 5 right now in some of these draft boards. Right. So I can't wait to see what the combine brings us. And like you said, we're already paying Goff $20+ million for the next three years. So, I mean, do we absolutely need a quarterback this year? Is there somebody where we're like, that's the guy who's going to be righting this ship? I don't think so.
And no one says you have to take a quarterback big this year. You can take one later on. You can get a developmental guy. You know, if you say you're going to fire every year on a quarterback, you can go developmental here. There are some good developmental quarterbacks in this draft. If you get away from this mediocre group at the top who could potentially be good, you just go in and develop a guy, get him to sit behind Goff, give him some genuine competition there. There are plenty of guys in that pool this year who you can put a pick into, and if it doesn't work, great. We got 2 first-round picks next year. We got capital to go in there and get one of the better guys next year. That's why we did the trade with the Rams. It's given us security in 2 successive drafts.
Absolutely.
And if you come out this year with a lot of good rookies, still building this team next year, and especially the amount of free agency money you're going to come out with, because we're going to lose all the dead money. Jamie Collins is going to be gone. Trey Flowers is going to be gone. All that dead money's gone. So we'll have a bigger budget. We can really go in for it then. It doesn't all have to be done now. You've got to be smart now. You've got to make smart picks, get players who are going to make your team better right now. I'm just like I said, this is probably the worst example you could have used. This is a guy who literally, I think, got drafted in a totally different league. They had a supplemental draft, brought him in to sit behind Joe Montana, and we talking about this. Like, come on, the team was built. Don Burr says Luke would never, and I see you back there. Why you always lying? I see your connection looking a little better too. It says Luke will never. We will never hear Luke say a small school guy should go in the top 10 ever again. Yes, you are. If I think he's the best player, yes, the hell you are. I'm the same person that said Buda Baker was the best safety in there. I said that Byron Murphy was the best cornerback when everybody was trying to tell me it was Greedy Williams. See, we point out these things, but we don't point out the facts. My man Technical Puma says I always picture Luke look like Ned Flanders. No,
Heidi
actually
Ho
I don't.
neighbor.
Yeah, Heidi Ho neighbor.
Only I'm allowed the good facial hair on here, Luke.
Like I don't like the man.
I mean, this notion that we all knew that was Joe Montana's team, the 49ers, but then we also knew that, like, very much like how Green Bay is doing, that they did have a younger guy in the wings, just like Green Bay had a younger guy in the wings. But we have to also look at our team right now. Like, we know Goff is a capable quarterback to win all the way to the Super Bowl, but we know our defense is sketchy in the secondary. So we have to plug those holes, this year while we still have Goff under contract. And like Ant said, then if you feel confident drafting a quarterback late, if that's your guy, go for it. Next year.
And the Packers gave up 3 picks for their quarterback of the future, a first and 2 fourths,
and they
look at him. No one is confident on him whatsoever, and they might have to go again. And why did they do that? They panicked. They traded up for a guy who still wasn't going to be picked there. He wasn't getting mocked there. I know it was only 4 position, but he still wasn't getting mocked up that high. And they could have probably got him when they could have got him. They panicked. They put all their picks into him, and now they've wasted those picks potentially.
Carl Kelly says, "Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying. There is the risk. If you're proving up for unproven talent, because they thought, oh God, Rodgers is regressing. We're going to need a quarterback quick, and they panicked. What we can't do is panic. We can't say, oh, God, there's going to be no quarterbacks in the 2023 draft because everyone thinks we have to pick first in that draft to get a good guy. No, you don't. If we were in 12 months' time and there's this big good crop of quarterbacks sitting at the end of the first, you can still get one. If you pick in 10th, 15th, 20th, you can still get one, and we've got an extra pick to go up and get one. You can't panic. And I just think people are panicking to the point where they're moving 30 spots up to get a quarterback who has not been talked about there at all. It's nothing to do with race. It's nothing to do with anything. It's to do with, getting the value for the player there, not shoehorning him in.
Carl Kelly says, let me, I want to get this question out of the way. It says, Carl Kelly says, so what if Goff starts the season off like last season, I guess he's saying, we need someone that can take over. Okay, well, if it don't have to be a second overall pick, it don't, and here's the other thing with it. If you get somebody to take over, fine. If you start the season off like he did last year, okay, great. And he starts off the season that way, you say, okay, the backup comes in. Who's the backup? You got other options that you can go and get as a backup.
And if it don't work out with the backup, again, you back in position to take the quarterback that really matters for the future. Big whoop.
And at 32, 34, you're going to have Desmond Ridder, you're going to have Sam Howell, you're going to have a lot of guys still back there. Even if you take a guy in the 3rd, the 4th, or the 5th, you can still draft a quarterback this year who could potentially be in play if Goff don't start well, and throw him in, see what he does. Like Davis Mills, 3rd round pick last year. I really liked him coming out, and no one really paid him much attention. He's had a really good year there. You don't have to find a guy at 2. So to say that, to be like, oh God, what if Goff starts bad next year? The answer isn't, oh, well, you know what, just in case, let's throw our number 2 pick on it at a guy who's definitely not a number 2 pick.
Now,
that is panicking.
Now, Study the Game says Spirit of Detroit and Luke G has to be 2 of the worst Detroit blogs out. I accept all compliments and critiques. So thank you.
I respectfully
And to be fair with the whole Goff situation, he's a California kid, came to Detroit, cold weather, a completely different team. It's like, and then Anthony Lynn, of course, was relieved of his offensive duties. So we can't sit there and say,
listen, it ain't got nothing to do with cold weather. It was Anthony Lynn, and I'm a Chargers fan. I'm a Chargers fan second. So I love the Anthony Lynn hire, but let's just be honest. That play calling was mediocre. We all knew it was gonna be run, play action. And at the end of the day, when you call something that obvious, what do you think Jared Goff's gonna look like? The moment Ben Johnson and Dan Campbell took over, we've seen that Cardinals game. Jared Goff looked like prime Jared Goff. So I'm not ready to write him off, but back to the quarterback situation. If you take a quarterback at 2,
oh no,
they gotta be out of their mind. Whoever even suggests that is out of their mind. Listen, you take a quarterback this year at all, you're taking yourself out of the running for the Bryce Young, the CJ Strouds, which are black quarterbacks, by the way. Like, I don't know. Like, this fan base, man, I love them, but Jesus.
Listen, it's one of the things where I'm telling you, it's one of the things where I started so many film studies, and then I was like, I don't even want to put them out. No matter how many times I show you at the exact moment, clip by clip, no one wants to hear it. They want to just believe what they believe, and it's all good.
Man.
Exactly, and
look at the Chiefs, for instance. Go ahead. And go ahead.
I know. I was just about to say. You've got to look at teams past. Yes, it's statistically unlikely outside the top round that you're going to get a franchise-changing quarterback, but there are examples of it. Teams who did their due diligence and really put the thought and effort into it. They didn't panic and go for a quarterback right at the top of the draft. They really did their due diligence on all the quarterbacks and went for the guy they thought was going to be right. I know Russell Wilson's the outlier there, but, the Seahawks did their due diligence on him. They didn't panic and take a quarterback at the top that year. There are a lot of talented guys in the draft this year. You don't have to go top for them. And they're still potentially going to be guys in the future, and they're going to require the same sort of development as the guys at the top of the first round. They really are. So
look, I don't think Brad Holmes is nearly that dumb at all. One, I think you follow the formula that, like, look at the Chiefs. The Chiefs was a team that was built to win already. And you see Alex Smith, he worked in that system, but what did Andy Reid and that family tell them? Basically, this is your last year. You did good here, but we got a younger guy who's ready to basically excel this team to the next level. So they built around that team defensively, offensively, and then they dropped their quarterback in. And then what happened? A few years later, they won a Super Bowl. So at the end of the day, you follow that formula, that's gonna work. Like, you just want to continue building this team up, and then you drop your quarterback in.
You don't go out and say, like, this is the thing, people. The team was 3-13-1 last year. 3-13-1. We still had a defense that struggled at times, and a lot of those were on big plays.
Malik Willis ain't gonna win us 7 more games.
Right? So it's like,
The Ravens don't beat us with Hamilton in the secondary. Period.
Fuck no.
I mean,
that's
listen,
what I'm saying. Those long passes.
I just want somebody who's going to come in and start. I don't care.
Yeah.
If it's Malik Willis and you're getting rid of Jared Goff, fine. He need the freaking
And that's
start.
my thing.
Just start. I don't care. If it's Willis and you sold on Willis, lock it in. Vincent want Willis, but he better damn start. This whole system is trash.
They spoiled us last draft. They spoiled us the last draft because we had so many players that started immediately, and now injuries. But they spoiled us last draft, and we were like, "Oh, okay."
Exactly.
So we want that again this year. So
and we didn't take a quarterback.
Nope.
And our team got exponentially better by the end of the season.
Absolutely.
All right.
So let's go with the scenario Ant had brought up earlier. Let's say the Jags are out their mind and they take Aiden Hutchinson instead of protecting their franchise quarterback. Right? If I'm Brad Holmes, that's when your phone's gonna be ringing because you're at number 2, the prime position. There's like 3 teams currently because you can even put the Texans in the line for O lineman. If Evan Neal and what's the other O lineman that's really good that can go number 1 possibly, if they're sitting there, you trade down with the Giants or somebody and you take Kyle Hamilton because at the end of the day, you still can get more draft cap if they're that outrageous and they take Aiden Hutchinson on number 1.
Yeah, I think. Wait, is he breaking up or is that just me?
Kyle,
is he breaking up?
He's breaking up.
Why you always lying? If you can hear me, you breaking up. If you can hear me, you breaking up bad. But dang it, what's going on? Yeah, it's breaking up. What the hell? I'm gonna give you a minute. All right, Lions Rumble. You like I said, you came in late. I'm gonna give you the floor. You know, we talked about draft value and positioning and free agency and what you're willing to pay. The Lions, obviously, the combine is going on right now. Everybody's going nuts. Quarterbacks, you know, what the hell?
Not this year. I'm sorry, not this year. That like Ant said, if you can get them later and your guys there or your option B's there as far as quarterback. But I think with Brad Holmes and them, their board, they do have positions where they're like, okay, this is what we're looking for with that second round pick. Or option B, we get 2 other draft picks in the first round. Because like you said, there's a lot of desperate teams out there right now, especially O-line, especially, they think they're 1 or 2 players away, and they might be willing to give up, that extra pick that they have. But I think we're in a position to, like you said, plug. I'm all for Kyle Hamilton, man. I like him. So if we can get him and Tracy back there, cool. You know what? I'm happy with that. I know he's going to start immediately. This guy's character, which not a lot of that is being talked about. His character is A1. Just looking at interviews, and the guy is really smart. And he loves the game. And I just think that he's a coachable kid. So why not put him back there? He knows he's going to get tested because he's a first overall draft pick. So these are the tangibles you want to see in a ready to go player. Now, clearly we need receivers, and I clearly think that later in that first round we can start to see what receivers are available. But quarterback. I think to me right now, we have to give Goff, now that he has another offensive coordinator, we have to give him a season or 2, because I guarantee you Ben Johnson and them have already made plays from last year that they were like, okay, this is the kind of thing that we're going to be running, and we think you can run it. So we have to give him an opportunity to even if he plays his two more years out of this contract, so what? We'll draft a quarterback maybe next year, maybe this year. But I don't think that's high on our draft board right now. There's so many other areas we need.
Can I answer this one, Luke? You've put this one up here.
Wait, I've been talking about this, but I gotta point this out real quick because this is too damn funny. Charles Davis, okay, says Pee-wee gets too many illegal use of the hands penalties, especially in movie theaters. I can't today. Y'all gonna leave my man alone. Pee-wee Herman had a moment, bro. Leave him alone. It could have happened to anybody, okay? But go ahead, Anthony. You can take that question.
Well, I was just about to say, we don't need a day one impact starter at 2 if it's a QB. Well, you do, really. Yeah. And I mean, look at the top three last year. So you had quarterbacks go top 3 picks last year. So Trevor Lawrence gets parachuted straight in as his quarterback. Team still ends up picking first this year. Number 2, Zach Wilson, parachuted straight in. Has a tough year because he's in a really bad team, and they still got a lot of rebuilding to do. Pick 3, Trey Lance. Now, Trey Lance sits, but why does Trey Lance sit? 1, because they've got a good vet there in Jimmy Garoppolo. They've got one of the league's best defenses, and they have for years. And they've got offensive weapons there. They made the NFC Championship game this year, and that's why you can afford to sit a quarterback at 3 in 1 year, because you've already got a great team there, and you are now leaving Trey Lance. If Garoppolo goes this year, you are leaving Trey Lance with a team that can already get to an NFC Championship game. You are not leaving him with a team that went 3-13-1 the season before.
who defense give up big plays. Give up big plays. Yeah. Don't leave that part out. Who cornerbacks can't stay healthy and stay on the field.
It's defense is giving up big plays. We need receivers. We need help all over. And that is why, if you're going to have a quarterback at 2, you need a day one impact starter, unless you're putting your quarterback in a situation where he doesn't need to, because you've already got the team. And the 49ers reached a championship game. They already have the team. They are the 3 examples last year. So I'm not sitting a quarterback as a development guy, a maybe guy, when I've got a 3-13-1 team. Thank you.
Now, here's the thing. I'm just saying, and Mike in here breaking news for us. If I haven't seen it yet, so I'll take his word for it. And I see you in the back, Malik. Ben says, I guarantee we don't draft Hamilton at 2. It's not happening. I'm cool with that, as long as you draft a goddamn starter. I don't know why people act like I'm just so enamored with Kyle Hamilton that nobody else can be taken, that it's the wrong pick. I want a starter. Period.
And as long as he's going to come in, get double-digit sacks, really impacting the run game, and be worthy of the number 2 pick, that is fine. Because people are asking Kyle Hamilton to be an All-Pro after 12 months. So I damn sure want an All-Pro edge rusher, and I don't
because you're closer to the line of scrimmage. The learning curve is not as high. Exactly. So I want. But as far
as I don't want to hear this rubbish about if he's got 3 sacks on the year. Oh, he's developing. He's got a good year.
I don't want to hear that.
He's developing.
I don't want to hear that
word.
They need the same level of scrutiny as Kyle Hamilton gets.
Now,
I don't care if we don't draft him, but I want the guy there to be an impact guy. And if they're going to pass on Hamilton, well, they better bloody make sure they get a damn good edge rusher who is really going to affect games this year, because that's the standard that we're going to be passing up on with him.
Now, Micro Mike is saying that we re-sign Tracy Walker.
Jamal Williams put out a post earlier saying that they were going to look forward to fighting with each other next year. So people are assuming that means either he doesn't know that he's not a free agent, or he knows what's coming.
Got it. Okay.
And you've got to assume Jamal knows his contract situation.
I'm gonna let Malik in.
And I would love that. I would love him and Hamilton. But even like you guys said, even if we don't draft Hamilton, like, I need an instant starter, man. We got spoiled last year with Ross St. Brown immediately impacting the game, and Penei Sewell immediately impacting the game. Like, I want that kind of guy at number 2. Like, I'm gonna put you in day 1. That's what I want.
Yeah, and as long as everyone gets a fair shot at that position, I don't care who they draft.
I just don't
want them to go. No, he's a safety. I'm not going to draft him. That's wrong.
Let me bring in Malik. He's going to be my last guest, and then we'll probably close it because we headed into 2 hours and 30 minutes. I've been going for a long time, so I kind of let it go over anyway. I'm probably going to lose some damn sleep, but it's okay. At least it's Friday. I get the weekend off.
Luke, settle the Michigan bias smoke screen.
I know. Right here. Listen, hold on. Without further ado, First up,
let's
Malik
welcome everybody.
Mills.
Let's welcome everybody to the Aiden Hutchinson Show.
Let's go. Let's get it. Talk to me. Talk to me now.
And
Talk
your
to me.
guest, Malik, your host, Malik Mills, the lovable Malik Mills. What's up? What's up? But
What's up, Malik?
I'm telling y'all, we going to draft Aiden Hutchinson. I heard we might be changing the defense to a 4-3 defense too.
Okay, I think people are not understanding this, and I saw some people talk about this earlier. They talk about adding in more 4-3 so they can probably transition over the long term into a 4-3, which for me is great because I prefer a 4-3 defense outside of a 3-4 any damn way. Because with a 3-4, you need a bunch of dogs at linebacker. Now,
yep.
In this case, if they take Aiden Hutchinson, I'm not going to kill them. I'm not. I'm on record saying that the best player in this draft is Kyle Hamilton. I will live on that. I said that the better player for the Lions to take was Isaiah Simmons. I'm so far living on that one. We can say what we want. I don't care. Whoever you take need to be on the damn field. Period.
Well, I'm gonna tell you, we take Aiden Hutchinson. He gonna be on the field. We gonna have 9 to 10 wins next year with Aiden Hutchinson.
Okay.
He gonna be the reason why we have 9 to 10 wins.
I doubt that to happen, but okay.
And then
that sounds good.
And then something that I seen that I didn't like. I don't know if y'all seen it, but I seen the NFL Network with the NFL app talking about we might trade to try to draft Malik Willis. I don't think Malik Willis is that much we need to trade that much to draft Malik Willis. We could get quarterbacks in the 5th, 4th. You know why?
You're not biased. He shares the same first name as you. You're not biased.
You don't got to trade for
He's
Malik
not from
Willis.
Michigan, so it's.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
We getting Dax Hill with that 32 pick.
So
what do you think about Malik Mills? Malik, you like him? What do you think about Malik? You like him?
Malik Willis? I like Malik Willis, but I don't think we need to trade back or trade the second pick to go and get him.
You not get him at 32.
Yeah.
Well, we don't need him at 32. You got Sam Howell, you got Kenny Pickett.
No. This whole thing started because Vince felt that we were being racist. Even though
we have one of the most diverse coaching staffs in the league. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
they're pretty diverse.
And then look at that general manager. Look at our front office.
Yep.
I'm just saying this is it says because the rumors was Washington would give a first for Goff. If that was. I'm not hard to please, people. Jamal Williams reveals potential bombshell about Lions' next signing. Uh-oh. They may be talking to Jamal like, bro, what's wrong with you, bro?
And then one thing before I go, because I want to ask y'all this. What y'all think about they talking about we might trade for, what's his name? Trey Young. I mean, Chase. Well, his name is Chase Young. Yeah, Chase Young. They said we might trade for Chase Young. I don't know if y'all remember, but a couple years ago, this came up. This came up a couple years ago. You remember, Luke?
With who? For trade for who?
Chase, the Washington Commanders defender, Chase Young.
I saw that come up, and if that happens, that's even that it's not happening, bro. It's just it's not happening. If they were willing to give up Chase Young and a draft pick for Jared Goff, and they decide to take a quarterback at 2, well, nobody kill him on that because you still got your little edge rusher, and you miss out on the safety or whatever. You just you do it in free agency. Nobody would care. I just don't think I don't think that's real. I just don't. I don't see it.
Yeah, but thanks for having me on. That's what I really wanted to come and say. Thanks for having me on, though.
Hey, no problem, Lee. All right, good people. We are 2 hours and 23 minutes in. Y'all have been rocking with me for a minute. Y'all know I've been MIA for a minute because work has gotten there. Let me see. I agree. That's why we draft Willis now. Sit him for a year and then trade Goff next season.
You're assuming that Willis is going to be ready to take the job in 12 months. He might not be. And then what do you do?
That's all I can say. We 2 hours and 24 minutes in. We getting ready to hit the 2-minute mark. like I said, we're going to start putting out some more pre-recorded stuff because I know that people like Anthony's on a different timeline. I know that Lions Rumble is on a different timeline, and I want to be able to still talk with these beautiful gentlemen and have intelligent conversations and put it out there for you. So we will do like pre-recorded premiere videos where we can still talk in the chat and be interactive with each other and get it. Trey for Jared Goff girlfriend. She all right. You know, she all right. Yeah. You know, beauty's in the eye of the beholder. It depends on what you like. If you're a butt man, she probably the person for you. I'm just gonna be honest. You like breasts, then she's definitely for you. I mean, but that's another story. Going to the final thoughts, Anthony, give the people your final thoughts of the day, and please, if you have not done it enough, plug the channel, bro. Plug the website, plug it all.
Oh, I don't know. You know where you can find us. We're the Lions UK. We're on Twitter. We're on YouTube. We have our shows on Monday. We do our college show on Wednesday. We're probably doing a lot of stuff to do with draft prospects on there. Now, I've had a week off because this stuff takes so much of your time up. But we'll be back next week. We're cracking on with that. So, yeah, we appreciate everyone who comes in and listens to us, given that we're over the Atlantic and that, we're not naturally bored there. We don't understand this game as much, but people do come and listen to us. So we thank it, and I thank you, Luke, for having me on here.
Absolutely.
You've backed us from the very start with this. Whoever said earlier yours is not one of the best channels out there for this, you absolutely are. You give everyone a forum to come on here, no matter what the views, and air them out. And you do your research damn more than most others do. So
absolutely,
I appreciate you. We all do
Appreciate
over here. So I've done my final thoughts for today, Luke. So
hey, I appreciate you, man. I do.
Listen, salute, Anthony. Yeah.
Listen, I don't expect to be everybody's cup of tea, right? But you can even come on here and tell me that. Like it's open for you to come and tell me, yeah, you suck. Thank you. And you can pop back off. I'm not mad. I'm not.
The energy.
Yeah, it's like, yeah. Gino says, was Young better than Hutchinson coming out of college?
Defensive Rookie of the Year in the NFL.
Well, Chase Young got picked second in a good quarterback class as well, didn't he? He was up there battling with good, solid quarterbacks, and I think that's the difference there. You've got no measuring stick. The rest of the draft class around him.
And if I looked at Chase, to be honest with Chase was a guy who made a lot of executive decisions. I talked about this before. When he came out, I said he has to learn to play through the whistle, and he didn't do that, and he would take plays off. But even with doing that, I thought Chase Young was more of a better player than Aiden Hutchinson coming out.
He was ready.
He had more moves. He was way more athletic, much more bend, more flex in the hips. And I thought he was more of that pass rusher that you wanted.
And the thing is, we were all praying that he would drop to 3, weren't we? We were literally praying that he would drop there. So this is not an agenda against an edge rusher so high. With Chase Young, the entire Lions fan base was like, please drop to 3, please drop to 3, please drop to 3. So
I wasn't one of them. I was not one of them.
I forgive you that, Luke, because you proved everyone wrong with Okuda. You did your research on that and proved everybody wrong with that, and I know you were very unpopular for that. But
yeah, I didn't see a dog. I didn't see a dog. I also talked about Montez Sweat, and I told people, hey, this guy's not going to come in and do what you think. It doesn't work like that. I don't see it in his game. I was right about it, but I can't. We gonna hit Khalil Hodge. Thunder Cunt Smith. Before we get out of here, he says more impressive: Stafford winning the Super Bowl with the Rams or Goff winning the playoff game with the Lions. Stafford winning the Super Bowl with the Rams. Nobody was hated more than him. Nobody. He was said that he's not a winner. He can't win nowhere. He can't do nothing. Stafford winning the Super Bowl was more impressive. We've had playoffs. I mean, people, think about this. Think about this. And I hate to say this. Look at who won our playoff games for the Lions history. There were nobody special. Eric Kramer? Like to the NFC Championship with Eric Kramer? Come on, man. Like, yeah. Now, if you said Jared Goff gets up to the Super Bowl, way more impressive. What the hell is that?
With this team?
A playoff win? No. My man's Lions Rumble. Give the people your final thoughts.
Man, combine time. I know we're all happy and excited. I am one of those guys. I really want to see. We have so many picks this year. I really want to see us use every pick to our advantage and build a team that's going to dominate for the next several years. We have a pretty young team, right now. So if we don't end up using all 10 draft picks, hopefully use 5 to 7, and then we're able to wheel and deal those other 2, for like the Patriots way. And then, like you guys said, if we don't pick a quarterback this year, then maybe next year we find our guy. But Goff has a new offensive coordinator. Let's give them time to build a rapport and build chemistry. Let's give them time to all of them. Now that we know we're going to get all our coordinators back, let's let this thing rock, man. And like Brad Holmes said, he's been able to start things a little earlier this year. So let's really see what these guys produce. And man, I'm excited. I'm very excited. And again, Anthony, your channel, Roar of the Lions, man, I can't express enough how dope that is. And again, Luke G, your energy, man, it's unmatched. So I do appreciate both of you guys. I learned a lot from both of you guys. Maybe even something I was too stubborn to think of, but you guys find a way to convince me otherwise. So I do appreciate from both of you guys, and I can't wait to see what we have coming up next. And thank the chat for rocking with us. All you guys, we love you guys. I
100%.
I highly respect you guys. So thank you.
100%, man. And I respect the hell out of you. You came in and was like, hey, I want in on this. And I'm like, let's get it. Let's have fun.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm an open book, bro. Again, to everybody in the chat, thank you for coming. Obviously, we went to 2 hours and 30 minutes. I was planning on doing 1 hour and 30, but hell, who knows? Time flies when you're having fun, right? Now, I plan on going live tomorrow. Fingers crossed I don't get mandated, but we'll see. Today's positive quote, because I think that this is speaking volumes to me today. It comes from Bruce Lee. He says, don't speak negatively about yourself, even as a joke. Your body does not know the difference. Words are energy and cast spells, and that's why it's called spelling. Change the way you speak about yourself, and you can change your life. What you are not or what you are is the matter of what you say. Woo, it's a lot to be unpacked right there, but let me get into it. Words have power. I've told you many times before that some of y'all don't speak enough things that y'all want into existence. Some of y'all don't know how to do the smallest things. We make fun of people when we say, oh, you're talking to yourself. Talk to yourself. The man in the mirror is more important than the people on the outside. They don't know the soul and the spirit, the fight, the hardships, the trials, the tribulations, the roads, the directions, or anything that the man in the mirror has went through. Therefore, the conversation with yourself is important. Do not get caught up in simple, small, trivial little things that do not better you. Do not find yourself telling yourself you can't do something. Those who can do and those who can't won't. It's a reason for that. It's because you've already set it in your mind that you cannot do it. There's no reason for you to shoot yourself short and not give yourself a chance. I ain't gonna make no jokes about it. There's a lot of things that I've tried where I said I'm gonna give it a shot and it didn't work. It may not have worked that first time, but by the second to third time of me trying it, it came around real well. I'm going to give you a perfect example. When I was a kid, it was a very popular game, very, very popular game called Mike Tyson Punch-Out. And I don't know why, but once I got past the first person, I never got past anybody else. But after a few more shots, I was able to beat that game. You know why? Because I told myself I'm not going to give up. I told myself that this is not enough. I told myself that this is not a challenge that I can't conquer. And when you tell yourself something, make sure you tell yourself that same thing with conviction as if you were telling it to a friend, as if you were telling it to your child or your spouse or your partner or your mother or your father or your friend. Have that same conviction to tell yourself that whatever it is that I want, I deserve it. I will have it. And there is no mountain high enough to keep me away from it. And with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, that is my positive word to today. I hope you guys enjoyed the show. I gave you something to listen to for work. Fingers crossed, people. Cross toes, too. No damn mandation tomorrow. No mandation, okay? So, as always, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you check out my man, Roar of the Lions UK. Shout out to all the people who joined me in the chat. And as always, don't be no chump. Please do y'all research. We are out.